My hair actually looks like...
Hello! Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Welcome to another This House of Games fine Twitch stream. Woo!
It's fine.
We're having a personnel outage today. Sarah's not with us, so we're going to run a quadrary.
Yeah, quadrary. I think it's the best way to explain that.
Kind of situation as a way to fill in when we have absenteeism.
Absenteeism. Not absence.
This is a game that's completely home rule,
put together.
Still D&D, but it's going to be, I don't know, I think it's going to be weird. You guys might be like, oh, this is old hat.
It's always weird.
But, starting out, I'm Ken. I'm going to DM this around the table.
Oh, hi. Hello. Hi, AT.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm playing a character.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you who it is.
Well,
I know
that'll be the first thing we do.
I know what that's like.
That'll be the first thing we do in game.
Yeah,
explain who we are.
Yeah.
I'm Mike. I will be playing a character as well.
Oh, you too.
That's weird, man.
Hey.
How do we?
Hey.
It's like you got the same email I got.
I think we are on the same page.
Yeah.
And I'm Gemma,
Third page.
playing a character.
You are. And then I'm Steven, and I got a rock. We're all jokesters here.
And
That's right.
And we're live.
Well, yeah, it's the. No, I mean, I got it. I've now.
And I want to double check.
There we go. All right, we're just making sure everything's working on the up and up.
We just gotta make our zip.
Now I actually have to pee. I get up.
Yeah, our zippers up. Our zippers.
So, I'm gonna have everybody tell the rest of the party a little bit about yourselves. I guess we'll fill in Steve and what happened when he gets back.
He wouldn't.
You are all burgeoning adventurers. Thrown together by fate, circumstance. You met at a bar. Who knows? That's not important. But after a couple of nights of getting to know each other, talking, you all ended up on a ship bound for adventure on the high seas. Let's turn off the air conditioner.
Where's the controller?
The remote's behind the monitor. Top button. You gotta aim it at it and hit it. That's it. Thank you.
Hello.
So, on your small cabin that you're sharing with some of the more affluent members of the crew, you're sitting around eating a breakfast of hardtack and a very salty, briny wine that has been put on the ship. And you are getting to know each other a little better before, so you can kind of help each other. And since it's not safe to go up on deck because a storm has been battering the ship all night into the morning. Most of the crew is still on deck trying to keep it up, to keep the ship running as smoothly as possible in this inclement weather. But the four of you would only be in the way as you've had no formal sea training. So you've been stuck in your cabin for the better part of almost 2 days now.
Still have our sea legs.
Little stir crazy.
Little stir crazy. So you're talking amongst yourselves. Who would like to start? Tell the rest of them a little bit about yourself, what you do. Feel free to do some of it out of character if you need to explain your class.
Okay.
But what do people see when they look?
All right, so I'll start. So I am a mildly well-dressed man. Looks like Luke Evans, the actor, but like not quite a.
Can't place.
Can't place?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me help with placing. I do it
Please.
one time as a joke, and now it's a thing.
You did it when I wasn't looking.
Oh, I did it when you weren't looking. So looks like that.
Okay.
But full goatee, not just the mustache. Dressed in blues and whites, Has some leather armor that's kind of underneath all the clothing, and has 2 daggers at his hip, and then a small case that I've talked very highly about of my prized possession. I'm out of character. I'm a bard, and so go with that. And I prize myself on my wit and my ability to insult people to their deaths.
In front of you is a bald dwarf with a pretty thick brown beard and a fur-wrapped cloak. He has a quarterstaff with him. He's got a few scars on his head. They're obvious, but all in all, in good mood, although he's often sipping on a flask.
They're obvious, but it's like
every
an
time.
echo. It's
Every
like an
time.
echo.
So, he isn't aggressive or anything like that. But if you like take something that was his or some food that he was looking at, he'll definitely
Get up in arms.
Well, he'll let you know what he felt about it.
Okay.
Not
Not shy about his feelings.
No, definitely not shy. He also doesn't try to impress anybody.
Oh.
So he is who he is. He doesn't worry about like wiping up and stuff if he doesn't care. And are we saying names?
Sure.
Oh, I was gonna do that card, but you can do that.
We've known
You
each other for a little bit.
Oh,
though.
Yeah.
Yes. So you know him as Brad. Brad Stone Fist. Yes.
Common enough dwarven name.
Especially in the Stone Fist clan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
A lot of Brads. Long
Lot of
lineage of
Brads.
Brads.
Brad Stone Fist the Third. In fact.
Hey, does Brad have braids?
He is
Bald.
He's bald. Does he have braids in his beard? Does Brad have
beer
braids?
braids?
Beer braids?
I was
Brad?
actually curious. I've always
Brad.
liked the idea of the iron barbs being braided in. So he has that.
That's dangerous.
It's
no hugs for him.
part of the prep every morning.
All
It
right.
sticks out just enough that you can see. So you
Who
know
was
how
your
to grab it.
character's name?
Merrick Blazevale.
Merrick Blazevale.
Who wants to be next?
Me?
Yeah.
You're next.
Okay.
We're ping-ponging around the table.
Well, so I kind of look like Rooney Mara, which is the actress from the first Girl with the Dragon Tattoo movie. I do have like the heavy goth vibe, slightly grayish skin, because Azamar. She does have like a lot of like heavy black around her eyes. Probably like black lipstick type of a thing. She has short hair. But it's kind of like mullety, but like a
Okay.
fashion mullet type of a thing.
Like a Joan Jett mullet?
Yeah, it's kind of like longer in the back and along the sides,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then she kind of has some long pieces right here.
Yeah, that's Joan.
And it's like a little like faux hockey at the top.
Nice.
Leather armors and stuff because out of character, dex-based fighter. So she's leather armor, and then she specializes in ranged weapons. And
Wow.
her name is Piper.
Piper.
Come on, Blue.
Well, hey, pleasure. My character is named Wilfred Cordial. Wilfred Cordial, sorry. He is a very tall, stout, or upper is basically he's fairly
Like barrel-chested?
like barrel-chested.
Yeah.
He's pretty ripped. But he is wearing I would consider maybe like a pilgrim's outfit, maybe. Like the idea is he has a very, very tight collar with a tie for that particular style of clothing, whatever.
String tie.
Like a string tie.
Yeah.
He has a very, very long brimmed hat that he actually put to his side because he has manners. He has kind of the face like it's sort of teardrop eyes that kind of look like Stephen Fry, but a young version of Stephen Fry. He has blonde locks or blonde hair that's sort of, I won't say locks, but primarily blonde hair that's kind of feathered back that goes past his ears, of course, almost like a bob, almost. What's that?
Like Prince Valiant.
Like Prince Valiant, maybe, sort of, but it's got some wind to it. So, but it's got a nice sheen to it. He is watching everybody, but at the same time too, trying to understand the food that he's eating. He's basically he wants to try to describe.
He's not used to it.
It's definitely not. It's hearty.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's definitely something he has to get used to. But he's spending more time just trying to go, I gotta eat this. So I gotta eat this. But other than that, also he's a pretty nice looking axe. He has an axe kind of leaned against, his back as he's kind of sitting there waiting.
Is it like
no, it's not attached to him. It's just on the side. It needs its own space,
That's fair.
But it is
Let it breathe.
yeah. It's not one of those like very ornate type of axes. It's kind of like an axe that you would see as kind of beat up, like that. It was used a lot.
You could say it's not so great axe.
It's a not so great, but to him, it's the best thing that's been
like
useful.
something that maybe like your father or grandfather had, and
something that came from the
It looks
of a
weathered.
family. It's weathered, but definitely it's still there, and the handle is new. It's actually wrapped in a new leather sword. That's the thing that looks the cleanest. Outside of that, he's his position is he's glad to be here. He's on a direction, and that's basically the that's it. Yeah, that's the character. That's him. Oh, and it's Wilfred. Did I say that already?
Yeah,
Yes.
Wilfred. Yeah.
Wilfred. All right.
I know Brad will deal out cards and use that as his means for conversation.
All right.
I would
for
definitely
a
be
good
playing
portion,
cards.
yeah.
Hell to the yes.
All right. The ship you're on, you've been on for several days now. The past day and a half, you've been kept below decks due to a very heavy storm, and they've asked you to stay kindly out of the way. The crew seemed confident, but over the last 15 minutes, the shouts, the voices from above, from on deck, have become louder, higher pitched, more fevered, almost with the twinge of fear. And the ship, which has been rocking not so gently back and forth, is starting to list heavily to either side.
Whoa.
Cards flip and slide off your wooden table.
Grab the money as well. We're not done with this hand.
The smattering of gold pieces you've exchanged hands over the course of your poker game start to roll around on the floor. The commanding voice of the captain, which is easily heard over the rest of the shouts, suddenly goes quiet mid yell. Again, you can't, through the woods, you can't hear.
Like quiet as in it was just silenced, or quiet as
cut
in
off.
like
You're not sure.
Okay.
It's just there was a shout that mid words
it just
turned off.
okay.
And it's like,
The sensation you feel is almost of the entire ship switching directions far too fast for a ship to do on the sea.
Yeah, no. I threw up a little now.
Yeah, and I'm testing my ears to make sure I
it's
can hear
turning
things.
180 degrees. Your ears all pop from pressure or lack of pressure.
So throw up a little bit and then
pressure gradient.
Yeah, it's almost like suddenly you're at an incredible altitude, and then you drop back down.
I knew there was something
To the face
questionable
of the
about the
sea.
fish.
And the rest of the crew goes silent. The only sound to be heard is the creaking of the rigging and the wood surrounding you of the cabin you're in. And the sound of wood scraping on wood getting louder, and then a heavy fall, something heavy made of wood, falls down onto the level that you're on below decks. And then you hear the sound of wood rolling.
Oh.
Sound of something akin to a barrel coming closer to you. And then there's an impact
Against the door. And you hear wood crack, shatter, and a splash. And as you look over towards the door, I hate to say enjoying, the salty, briny wine that you've been drinking since you've gotten on board ship is starting to pour out underneath the door.
That's the only way out.
It's the only way out of this cabin.
That's not good. And so I grab my case, and I'm just the only thing I'm caring about, and I'm like,
Grabs
it.
his little knapsack.
The ship still shifts violently in the waves.
Nice grab. Hey, great.
All the furniture you're sitting on, apart from the chairs, is bolted to the deck.
Well, make sure we
The
grab
chairs
our
made of
stuff.
heavy wood have like skid-resistant pads on the bottom, almost like spikes that dig into the wood. But even that's starting your chairs rock back and forth.
We should probably get that barrel
Still
from the
no
door.
sound from above decks.
We gotta find out what's going on out there.
And then
Gotta
almost
find
as
out.
suddenly as the screams stop, the ship stops, as if it's ridden, as if it's finally passed out of the storm. You still have a vague sensation of motion. There's still a slight waving fluctuation in degrees, but other than that, the storm sounds like it's passed.
So Brad's grabbed his knapsack. And he's
Yeah.
walking over there. He's like, Wilfred, will you help me open this?
Absolutely.
I stand back.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and do this. I'll find out what's this go. Let's get this open and watch out for the smell. Yeah, just try to do it.
I'm going to give you advantage.
Oh, cool.
Because I've got a +3 as well, but you're the strong one.
Where am I?
Or am I?
We're just as strong, but you're taller, you can get better grip, you know.
Okay. So this
You're
is where
low
I
center
roll.
mass.
I
He's
roll.
higher
I'm,
center
I'm
mass.
making sure to push the low side, he's pushing the top side.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use force and get
Athletics,
that.
if you have it.
Yeah, I do actually.
Because I don't have athletics, I only have acrobatics.
Yeah, so we do that's +5. So here we go.
Get him.
And you gave me advantage, so I took the 18.
Hey.
So that's
good number.
21.
With
Uh,
scraping and the sound of
24.
metal and wood grinding on itself, you push open the door. You see broken barrel slats roll and push to the side, and a small gangway that you're familiar with from your recent time on this ship leads up to an open hatch, which you're sure was closed when you went down here.
Okay. Well, we've got an opening. Let's go and take it. Let's take advantage of this. So I'll say we do.
Brad,
Let's do it.
Scurries
Yeah,
in to
let's-
try and
Yeah.
make sure that there's nothing out of the...
Okay.
Nothing blocking
All
the
of
way.
you moving up onto the deck. The storm is gone, but the sky is completely obscured by fog.
Okay.
You can barely see past your hand in the distance, but you can make out shapes and patterns on the deck of the ship. The hatchway that was holding the hatch door is completely gone.
Like it's been ripped.
You can see the hinges that it would rotate on up and down, ripped and torn from the hull of the ship.
Oh,
The main
one
mast
storm.
is cracked. The top 10 feet of it missing. The sails are ripped to shreds. The second mast looks like it fared better, but it looks like they taken the sails down
Okay.
for the storm, so they're tightly rolled up. Although the mast, the thing that holds the sails up,
Yeah.
are at odd angles,
Oh, okay.
like they've been twisted around the mast in several areas.
Kind of look around the boat to find out if there's anybody there. I mean, this is where all
So
the
you
people.
start-
you
where
see-
are they?
Brad's going to go to the side.
The crew seems
No.
to have gone.
Vanished.
There's not even, they're like, they
No
don't even have
signs
bodies.
of the crew. You do see, if you look back at the steering area on the aft castle, you can see there is just barely make out a humanoid shape behind the wheel,
Oh.
But the fog is too thick. You'd have to make your way back
Yeah,
there.
make an
But
investigation.
the gently rolling ship is easy to walk on. It feels your stomach after churning for a day and a half is starting to relax. Although a feeling of nervous energy starts to come over you as none of you know how to
We could see.
navigate a ship.
We could see the
especially not one of this
figure
size.
up there. So you guys all see the figure up there
Yeah.
and
And
all?
I'll just be like, Captain!
No reply.
Well, we gotta
Can I
go.
walk up to him?
Oh, sure.
You climb the set of stairs that lead up to where the steering post is, and
Follow,
once you
that's
get
for sure.
close, you start to make out there's something not quite all there about the silhouette that you see as you finally get close enough to where the fog reveals what you see. Part of the captain who had chained himself to the wheel to be able to keep steering in the storm. Particularly the upper half above his shoulders is missing. A ragged, tearing wound seems to have removed his head.
Oh.
Okay.
What's that?
The only reason he stands upright is because
Because
the way
he's
he's chained
to the wheel.
That is unfortunate.
His
That-
arms seem to have lost their grip, but they're
just
still
dangling.
chained
Yeah.
where they're chained to the either side of the wheel. He
That's an admirable action.
slumps over it.
And I'm just gonna kind of like do the stereotypical, I don't know, I'd say Paylor,
Yeah.
like respects.
Right.
Like just,
Can I?
I'll notice and
Lock
repeat.
pick
I'll do
his
the
chain?
same thing too.
It's not locked. It's just chained and clasped like almost like clamps.
Okay.
So you can just undo the clamps. He
So-
didn't. I mean, he didn't want to have to
yeah.
bring me the key so I can get off the wheel. So it's just clamps.
So I'll take off the chains.
Okay. His body slumps to the ground.
I'm gonna take his body and take it to like the edge of the boat.
Well, it's a hero we're talking
Because
about.
of the
a guy
thick
who's given
fog,
us-
you can't even see the water that you're traveling on.
Yeah.
Can I just?
Is there a chance before you do that, can we take something of like a memento in case we catch his family? We'd like to be able to get something from him so he can say that.
13 slot of hand. I'm just kind of picking through his pockets while I'm helping
Oh.
you carry.
Are you finding stuff out there that can help him out? We want to be able to get something for his family. Is there? Let me just take he has a little lapel thing, or what do they call him?
He has a
patch-
very
patch-
thick jacket.
Yeah.
It's blue with a silverish white lapel. Has
Red
kind
now,
of a
right?
shine to it. That's
Color
all.
red.
It's all soaked and
Yeah.
damp and
Yeah.
Is there
blood
any metal?
all along the left side.
Okay. There's nothing.
Is there a ring?
Is there any ring?
He
on
doesn't
the
have any
fingers?
rings. You do find in his pockets a flask. It says, "To Rupert, with love, your dearest wife."
Okay.
To
I
keep
palm
you
that.
warm on those cold sea nights.
So is there? Yeah. And because I
Captain's name
said.
is Rupert.
Yeah, because I think because the action was let's get something to remember this gentleman by and make sure we can get back to his family.
Yeah,
Is
he
there
did have a
something-
really nice hat. Feather, big silver emblem in the center
But
of
his
it.
head's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah. I pick up.
No hide nor hair.
I imagine I slip while I'm like picking up the body, slip into the vest, I'm guessing. And that's when I kind of like palm that and then go, well, we have the hats. And kind of like,
No, you don't have that.
oh, we don't have a
No,
hat?
the
Is
hat-
Just remember.
is there-
probably
The
on
hats-
his
I'm
head.
assuming you're
I thought you
probably
said the
finding
hat
a.
was there.
I'm assuming you probably found like
You
a
remember
button.
he had that
Yeah.
really
Oh, my
brilliant
bad, my
looking
bad. I
hat.
thought you said the hat
You
was
had a
still
button with his initials on it or something on the jack. We found a button. You know, here's a button. Well, might as well take the button then. We'll do it for the family.
here.
Yeah, no rings, no other jewelry other than or anything. Like
All
that.
right. Well, just take.
So yeah, I'll just palm the flask.
Okay.
And the mast is broken. You can't get up to the crow's nest.
Right.
There's no crow's nest though.
There's the front of the front of the ship, the bow. Thank you. Of the ship, you could try and get a view from there, but again, you can't. The ship sits high in the water normally.
Yeah.
And so the fog being so thick, you can hear the waves, but you can't see.
Are there any lanterns lit on the deck?
No.
No. Lanterns.
Although it does appear to be day,
it is
it was
day, but we're in
morning when
fog.
you went when you woke up, and the seemed like seemingly the worst of the storm hit.
Did y'all? Oh. You were gonna do something with the
I was
body.
gonna throw him off board.
All right.
Okay. Jacket and all.
Yeah.
Right.
That's when I slipped in and grabbed it. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You're helping with his
It's-
feet.
Yeah.
I'll just tell the family that we'll remember his face. Well, before he lost it.
We
Do you
don't
know
have
his
to
family?
tell them that he lost his head.
No, we say things like, "Hey, he was a hero," and that was it.
While they're talking, Brad's gonna walk to the front of the ship and try and get a view.
Okay. You can see there is a rope tangled up around the bow of the ship, and you can see the weights that they use to do soundings around coral reefs. The weight of the weight that they use is actually jammed into the wood of the bow of the ship, like something hit it with such force that it moved and stuck into the wood.
Like it was on the deck and it got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever was holding it in place, that clamp that they had it over, is gone. Most of the loose, all the bill hooks, all the whatchamacallit, the pinions in the side of the ship that they would secure sails to,
Yeah.
gone.
They've been ripped. Like these are actually like you can see the wood.
You can
was-
see that, yeah.
Okay.
They're broken or just
I'll
gone.
point that out and be like, something ripped all these things off.
Anybody feel fortunate they're alive right now?
Can I investigate some of the rooms on the ship? Because
Yes.
I'm gonna be trying to look for crew.
Okay.
I'll help you.
You, as you go, it seemed like all hands were on
On
deck.
deck,
You know, there
yeah.
was a cook who usually didn't go on deck and a carpenter who didn't go on deck. You find the carpenter's quarters, and some of the violent shaking must have dislodged some of his tools.
Oh.
You can hazard a guess as to what he looks like when his saws and hammers got loose.
Oh, damn. That's rough. But I walk in there and go,
Much
"Oh."
the same for the cook and his knives.
And then I'll
We
just
have
like,
his cards.
oof. The cook wound up being dinner.
That's funny. And say,
And I'll look at you. Too soon? No.
I guess everyone else fell off.
Oh, I got ripped off.
What can do that?
One hell of a storm, I guess, right?
oh, it
I
felt
mean,
I'm surprised that
that didn't look like a storm got at him.
I mean, the
I
ship
wouldn't know.
was shaking violently in that last very strong turn that almost threw all you guys over. If anything was loose in the cabins, would have shifted and flown across.
He's talking about the captain.
Yeah.
Well, he
Oh,
said
the
it was
captain.
like
Oh, that's definitely something else.
Yeah, he's
so
like-
I
talking about the captain. He's like, I don't think the captain was got by the ship. That was
maybe it was
something.
a storm. Like the wind just kind of blew and just.
Well, is everybody following like together, going down below?
yeah, we're just it's investigation
well,
time
you
and
know,
making
it
sure
could have
somebody.
been. I don't know, a dragon turtle or something.
Wouldn't it have taken the whole ship down?
True.
It
As you're walking around below decks searching for people, the gangway that you went down below decks and the fog is intruding into the center of the ship. You can still see through it, it's just very
Yeah.
thick.
I do that. Try to like blow it
With
away.
it starts to carry a scent of smoke.
Oof.
It's an acrid, earthy smoke, the burning of mineral,
Oh man, I wish I knew that
Can
stuff.
coal.
I cast light on my hand
Sure, absolutely.
and try to like get close and like to the edge of the ship and kind of see? If I
That's
see
handy.
anything?
It actually, light on your hand makes the fog seem almost thicker.
high beams.
Yep.
Then I'll cancel.
Put that out.
stuff.
Okay.
Well, I mean, is this? We're still feeling.
You still feel forward momentum, although because of the fog,
Is it
you
just
can't
like
even
like a
see the
cruise
sun. It's hard to tell what direction you're going.
We're taking a chance. We're not going. We're going to be hitting something
And
eventually.
with
There's
the captain,
no sails.
With the
soon.
captain removed, the wheels should normally like rotate. It is staying pretty still.
So we're.
You seem to be headed in a definite direction that's not wavering.
Well, I say that we ride this out. Hopefully we
Hey,
plans soon.
there's something I'm going to say. I'm thinking the most important thing is to let people know that we're coming in the case we're going to hit another boat. I don't want to hit another boat, so is there a way we can make noise to let people around us know that we're around or something? Or
Well,
does that make sense? Or?
I mean, there's the ship's bell.
The ship has a bell.
The ship's bell is still in place.
So I figure if it's okay, and the
hanging
idea,
off of on a big iron hook, hanging off the side of the aft castle.
do you think it's a good idea that we go ahead
Cookie
and I'll
used
just
to
get
use it
that?
to call everyone to dinner, and the captain will always tell them to knock it off.
Well,
Just
if you
keep-
wanna do that, we could figure out about how fast we're going. Maybe we're even gonna hit anything.
I like your thoughts there, little man.
There's no sails, right?
There's no sails that are currently up.
Okay, like there's no
There's ragged
sails.
remains from the main mast, and everything else was bundled away.
There's no sails. We're just moving with the water.
Yeah, we aren't going very fast.
Shall we just take turn? Well, we just make periodic noises throughout with the bell, and I'll just keep doing that or something.
The smell of smoke
It's
is
getting
getting
stronger.
stronger.
Right.
But you're ringing the bell.
Ringing the bell. I just got to make sure people know we're. And I'd say in the case, brace for impact.
Oh, I'm braced for more than just impact.
Oh, well, that's got to do
Can I
that.
take?
Do you smell that?
Yeah, that's when
Oh.
I'm gonna, like, out of nowhere, I pull up this, like, mask
Nice.
and then pull up my hood.
I'm gonna take rope from my explorer's pack and kind of tie myself
Good call. I tie myself to the bell.
to the.
Because you said it's on a hook?
It's like this big.
Yeah, so you said it's on a hook.
Oh, you
so
tie
I'm-
yourself to the hook?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like one of those, like, little tree harness things.
So go ahead.
I was gonna tie myself to like.
The main mast is still, from 10 feet down, it still seems solid.
I'll tie myself to that then,
All right.
just in
Don't
case there
become like
is
the captain.
is there in. So
So you say that? Just in my head, ever so slightly, like,
And he doesn't realize. He's just like, don't be like that. You know?
Yep.
That smoke smell is starting to bother me.
The smoke smell is starting to mingle with the smell of fish.
yeah.
Day-old fish on the shore. You remember that smell from when you left dock?
I'm gonna see if I can find where that's coming from.
Well, I would. To me, it's.
Are you still ringing the bell?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I went from, like, going ding, ling, 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 to, like, ding, ding, ding.
He's actually
Ding, ding,
creating a beat. He's getting
So
the
you're
rhythm
kind
going.
of like trying to play
I'm trying to entertain
a one
myself.
note tune
Yeah.
on the bell.
And I'm, like, really, like, trying to push my,
I'm-
like, musical
I'm
talents.
finding that very catchy. I like that. It was the ding ding. The
As
ding,
you're
ding.
dinging the bell, a noise, strange, brassy, deep tone echoes in the different
I
distance.
thought it was me. I mean, incontinence hadn't hit yet, but still.
Just barely on the very faint wind.
When I hear it, I start going nuts. I go back from, like, trying to have a tune to, like, hey, hey, pay attention.
You hear shouts. These are not like shouts, the panic shouts of the sailors on board. These are more like shouts of, like almost inviting shouts.
I just go,
They're
help.
reminiscent of carnival barkers or streetwear hawkers.
Okay.
and we can't see anything.
Yeah, I'm still yelling, like, you, over there, in the fog, wherever.
The voices sound distant. It's almost like the fog is muting and carrying them at the same time.
Okay.
Is there a way we can just keep shout? I'm gonna keep shouting then,
Okay.
along with him. With my, I'm gonna hope to bellow out something that's gonna say, "Ships are coming. We're coming."
From the direction of the bow of the ship, you know the sun's above you somewhere. It should be. A second sun almost appears
Oh, that's weird.
at ground level in the fog. It's just a light, but where it passes, the fog thickens.
Oh, gosh.
And then as it passes, it's a trick of the light.
Oh, okay.
It's when light shines on
Oh,
fog.
okay. Yeah.
But you can see it like moves in front of you in the fog and then disappears.
Okay.
A few seconds later, it comes back, following the same pattern across in the distance in front of you. You seem to be headed straight forward.
Now I heard stories about wizards with towers, and they do that with light I'm
Why?
concerned. They're bored, as far as I understand.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that was what I was told. But
Wizards.
yeah, I would say everybody handle this with precaution.
Oh no!
Yes. Yeah.
Time's up.
Yeah. Time's up. You've had your dialogue time. Your monologue.
Answer, please.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I'm saying is we might as well prepare ourselves. I mean,
Oh,
that's,
I'm butt clenched, like bell ringing, arm wrapped around my case.
You continue to ring the bell as you travel
Oh, yeah.
closer to this light. You hear the voices becoming more distinct, more clear, and it sounds like a busy market day. The loudest voice is constantly yelling the same thing over and over again. Catch of the day. Catch of the day. It's loud, but it seems like almost an inviting voice, like the
Okay.
person has a gentle but firm timbre.
Okay.
Maybe we just got to the mess that we were supposed
If we're
to.
getting to the island, then we're gonna beach.
I was actually told this was going to be not like this at all. I thought it was a beach setting. That's where we're going. This is not the destination I was planning.
I honestly forgot where we were even going. I was drinking, we were talking, playing some cards, and next thing I know, we're here.
The air is
Yeah.
cold.
And
As the voices get louder, the air seems to get colder.
Oh.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
As if the fog, the mist and the moisture of the fog is finally seeping into your clothes.
Is the call getting louder and louder?
Yes.
I start
or you're getting closer.
as we get
It's
closer.
becoming more distinct.
I'm
Where's the
gonna
anchor?
I'm gonna retort back when they're like catch of the day. I'm just gonna yell wayward ship, catch of the day, wayward ship.
Yeah,
The other voices mix in with the catch of the day guy.
Okay.
You hear people repairs and services, tubers and potatoes available, finest melons from the high country,
and we're trying to shout out warning signs,
and people
and,
are.
and they're just
You have
covering
a
it up.
feeling you're being drowned out by the carnival-like market that you seem to be approaching on the water.
Keep ringing
Where's
that
the
bell.
anchor?
Yeah. As my arm gets tired, I'm just gonna mage hand and then just use
Mage hand is ding,
yeah
ding, ding,
because I'm
ding.
just like oh
What was your question?
Brad's gonna try and find the anchor. Because if they're getting close, he doesn't want to.
Okay, you
Beach
go
the
over
ship.
to where the anchor is, and yeah, there's a crank that raises it. It is actually down. The crank has let the chain that holds the anchor all the way down some time ago.
So the anchor is still down.
The anchor is down, but you're still moving.
He looks at that.
Almost as if there's either the water here is too deep for the anchor to grab a hold of anything,
or the anchor's gone.
or the anchor is gone.
Can he reach over and try and pull that chain?
You can crank it.
Okay, yeah, he's gonna start cranking it.
Okay. 200 feet of chain come up. As the anchor nears the surface, it becomes more difficult. You're going to need a hand to get it all the way. The crew usually take two to hoist the anchor.
Okay.
While it is on a crank, it still gets heavy.
Okay, he goes. Need an extra hand here.
I got you. Well, let me take care of that. Help you out there. And sorry, we're cranking this out too loud, but we just gotta.
For the briefest moment, as you're sure the anchor has got to be very near the top, there's a catch. Like something pulls back.
What?
But then it lets go, and you manage to get the anchor all the way up.
Okay.
It's got seaweed, that bubbly kind of looks almost
Oh,
like
yeah,
plasticky
yeah.
seaweed is wrapped around it, like it's been dragging along the bottom of the sea.
I can smell it.
Yeah.
But
have
it
quite a
does
smell.
come up
It has a
and
strong smell.
lock into place on the side of the ship.
So I guess the thing is you got to drop this again so we can Make sure we ain't hitting.
Yeah.
But what I
don't
don't
know.
understand that it was obviously low enough to pick up seaweed, but how come the ship didn't stop?
Well,
This has been a curious day.
the witchcraft that goes on in these seas, I don't know. I've heard stories. Did I tell you about the story that I heard about the tower and the wizards and the?
Yes, I was present. for
Okay,
that.
just making. Well, I'm thinking that there's something mysterious about the anchor.
You're thinking
Yes,
wizards out in the ocean?
I'm thinking there's wizards out in the ocean too.
Ocean
that
wizards.
sounds
Yeah,
like-
ocean wizards. I've heard about them.
Okay.
The smell of fish, burning coal, is also mixed now with burning rancid oil.
Is there a forge nearby? Are we getting to a forge?
And just on the same smell, the faintest whiff. The smell.
I smell people.
The smell of
All right, Logan.
the smell of various perfumes that people would
Oh,
wear
okay.
to mask body odor.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wafts on the wind. It's pretty thick. And the fog seems to be thinning.
Oh.
It doesn't, above you, it seems to be being replaced with a darker, blacker, almost smoke-like substance. But in front of you and around the ship, it is thinning.
Think we're getting close? He's got his hand over like the little witch.
You get
Oh,
that.
to hit it as
just
soon as drop the anchor, yeah. Yeah, I go back to ringing the bell frantically when you say we're
Okay.
getting close to
And
something.
I'll call out and say, we're coming, we're coming, we're coming.
I wish I had thaumaturgy.
And waits a few moments and then ching, he's gonna hit it. Try and drop the anchor.
Once we
Okay.
get close.
Yeah.
Well, you're
He
still...
thinks they're getting close.
I mean, it sounds like it's very, very far away.
He's trying not to get so close that they are like under a reef when they're or above
Oh,
a
I
reef
see.
when they're trying. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
He's trying to gauge with what they can hear.
no collision.
Okay, you
That's
let
the
the
intent.
anchor out. It rattles the chains as it rolls out, a deep chain rattle, and comes to the very end, and it's like it's still pulling out chain, and there's nothing that stops it. It doesn't seem to catch on anything, and now the anchor's all the way down.
Just did all
It
that.
doesn't,
Yeah.
doesn't seem to make any drag on the ship.
Maybe
at
it's a
all.
really deep harbor.
It's
He sort of just is like.
there's generally a purpose for an anchor to anchor us down a little bit.
I'm not gonna pretend I've spent a lot of time on the ocean.
I have no idea. I think we just keep trying. You want to do it again?
You guys start re-cranking. So when you guys start cranking, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
be
I'll
like,
just doing
you
this
guys are
again."
drowning out my bell.
Yes. Hey, well, yeah, we're adding noise.
We're adding cranks.
Yes, just add some cranking. Hey, try to keep a beat, would you?
Suddenly, much closer to the ship, you hear a bell answer yours.
Oh, did you hear that? Stop cranking.
But this is just really dang dang
Oh,
dang dang.
I go back.
Like it seems to be timed with the waves.
Okay. I try to call back to it. Like I'm trying to
Trying to answer back.
Yeah.
It doesn't change its tempo or rhythm.
Well, I'm like, they're not changing. It seems like they don't care.
As you approach
they don't.
where the sound is, you see what looks like a small metal tower on some kind of wooden flotation device. A bell set in the center of it. The waves, possibly from your vessel passing, are upsetting the thing and causing the bell inside of it to ring.
Yeah. It's a buoy. Yeah.
As you pass by it,
I just like look at it and go,
the
ding ding.
the noise from the market slowly, as if they've heard the bells now, subsides. The fresh catch of the day voice rings out. There's a ship coming in.
And I yell, "You're goddamn right!"
Yeah, I'll let that one go. That's fantastic.
As the fog clears enough for you to see, you are entering a harbor. A vast harbor, easily capable of holding 50 ships your size, with room to spare. Long wooden docks go out into the center of the harbor, and along these wooden docks you see ships. Ships some very much like yours, large open water traveling vessels.
Mm-hmm.
As you approach them, you can see some of them are anchored in the harbor. You think maybe you could drop your anchor because these seem to be, but they all seem to be in various states of decay. Some are sitting way too low in the harbor.
Like they're taking on water?
Or they're just not as seaworthy as they once were. You see some seem to have suffered the same fate as your ship, where masts have been sheared off. Others, smaller vessels, appear to just be listing to one side, or none of them seem to be crewed or at all.
None of them.
None of them. As you get closer to the docks, your ship seems to be going straight through this area of ships right towards the docks. You see a strange vessel, seems to be made out of dark iron, resting very low in the bay. It has a similar shape to yours, but it's smaller. And no masts to speak of. A shadowy figure watches your ship pass by from the deck of that vessel. It's got what appears to be a long spyglass, like it's trying to get a good look at you as you pass by.
I just wave.
The shadowy figure waves back at you, and then drops or doesn't drop it, but takes down the spyglass.
We're going straight for a dock?
Yeah.
You're heading straight for a dock.
Okay.
Just
Off in the distance, it looked like a building at first.
Mm-hmm.
A vast ship. Bigger than 5 of yours, put end to end. Listing slightly to the side. Against one of the docks. Lots more people standing on this ship, watching you approach. Easily as big as a small town.
well,
And I look at you, and I'm just like, wizards? Sea wizards?
I'm gonna say at this point we must be in a town full of wizards or badly skilled sailor wizards. They have no idea.
You hear voices
Something.
from
I don't
seemingly coming from deeper into where the docks all seem to meet, saying, "I see movement on board. It seems some people are on this one."
Shit, I start tying myself. I make this not so damn tight.
"Ahoy there! What be the name of your vessel?" The catch of the day man yells.
Anybody get the name of the boat
know,
we're on?
know.
Is the Osprey.
Oh, the Osprey. Sir, that'd be the Osprey, sir.
Osprey? Where you hail from?
Where do you hail from?
Waterdeep?
Waterdeep. Yeah, Waterdeep.
Waterdeep, sir.
Not heard of Waterdeep.
We have, sir. Where are we?
Can you drop your anchor? You're about to hit the docks.
Yeah, immediately reacting. Good.
Do you have any lifeboats left?
Looks around.
No.
We'll fetch the constables to come collect you.
You notice there's a lot
We'll
of...
be here.
7 blessings!
Do you think we're in Luskin?
They don't seem like pirates. And if they are, hide your money.
How far is Laskin from Waterdeep?
Far to the north.
Yeah, far north. And we must have turned around at some point.
I mean, we've only been on
sea for a couple days.
I don't think we could even make it to Luskin that fast.
Well, we obviously did some place I've never... No, I mean...
Nature calls.
They
Goes
are
to the back of the ship.
Definitely speaking common tongue. Maybe you were so used to rocky waves, the settling ship now makes you vomit.
Yeah. No, he's doing the other thing.
Being off the back end of the deck. What is it? It's the stern's the front. No, bow's the front.
Yeah, so the
Stern's the back.
You guys don't know much about ships anyway.
No.
But you drop the anchor.
Yeah.
There's, as within sight of this central dock area, you do see what appears to be a fine market. The fog is continuing to clear in front of you. The smoke never quite leaves the sky, though. You still don't really see the sun, just a mask of globe of brightness. And you can see somewhere in front of you, towards where the main dock is, a large white tower with a rotating lamp.
I'm gonna.
in it. A very, very bright rotating lamp that caused that other light out. And let's see.
So my history. Can I do a history check to find out if this is any description of the studies or the geographic locations, or I was? I mean, is there? Is this basically? I want to just find out.
Does it sound like a town?
Does it sound like
you
we
meant to
did that?
visit?
Yes, correct. Was that any directional?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. That would be okay. Here we go. Okay, that's 20. Yeah. I'm sorry. Where's my pluses on my? Okay, so yeah, it's going to be a 20 by 20. An ugly 20, or what do you call it? A dirty
20.
A dirty 20. It's dirty.
As the fog clears, you get a better view of the town. It's almost like the ship brought the fog with it as it entered in, and as you have entered this harbor, it is starting to dissipate. You see in front of you a vast metropolis. The market square sits along one side of the mouth of a river. Maybe 100 feet across, or 200 feet across in some spots. It seems to serpentine through this metropolis.
Okay.
Up close near the dock side, there are
You said near the dock side. Sorry.
low, squat buildings
Yeah, that's what I
that
was going for.
seem to
Thank you.
sprawl out and fill the city's what appear to be cobblestone streets. Beyond those short, sprawling buildings, thin, tall buildings, some 5-6 stories high, are packed together like they're limited in space and the population has been forcing the city to grow up as opposed to out. Many, many buildings you see spread out in front of you, and somewhere towards what might be the center of this town, a large onion-domed palace starts to become visible through the fog. While you're waiting here in the middle of the ship after you've dropped anchor, the fog continues to pull back. Maybe the noonday sun is finally burning it off. Beyond that, you see the onion-domed palace. You see a very tall fortress. There seems to be a stone wall surrounding parts of this city, and then parts of it have spread beyond the wall, or the wall wasn't built all the way around, just in portions. You can see great bridges spanning this huge river to connect both sides of this city into one thriving metropolis. And dotted everywhere, you see tall stone chimneys rising out of these tall, closely packed buildings, each one belching out black smoke. Trails of black smoke going up to meld with the canopy that seems to hover over this entire city.
The architecture seemed different than we're used to.
It's similar to some of the fancier buildings in Waterdeep, but these seem to be in a state of disrepair. You can see most of them haven't had a coat of paint or patched roofs in a long time. They all seem to be covered in kind of a greasy black film.
Yeah, that's right.
So in the description,
City's dirty.
I'm seeing absolutely nothing that I read on. There are no cities that I would know of at this point.
Yeah,
That,
from what you can see in the harbor, this city seems to sprawl like Waterdeep does, but even more and higher.
this is no place I've read on at
There
all.
is this.
Place is
You would
huge.
say
You would've
you would
heard
have
of
to
it.
say this was larger than Waterdeep, and Waterdeep is the biggest metropolis you've ever heard of.
And this is an island, or it looks like we're on the edge of a.
It looks like you're on the edge of a continent.
continent. Okay.
Let me get my bearings straight first.
Yeah, so I'm just like sitting there and like you visibly see me going. There's nothing on this side of Waterdeep.
Not that I know of either. You're right.
Especially in only a few days. Do we see people like gathering like little lifeboats and coming towards us?
No, there are people just kind of like sightseeing, like, rubbernecking your boat.
I find it unusual that we have other boats that have look to be befelled on, like ours.
Yeah,
On
lots
the same,
of them.
lots of them. Like this is like a collector's
Yeah.
area.
They did say this was the first boat that people were on.
They didn't say it's the first, but it looks like there's people on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they emphasize this one.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that this has happened before, or
Or
at least
they
on a
just get
regular
to
basis.
Look at all those boats.
It drifted.
You're right.
boats.
Yeah.
There seems to be some activity just off to the edge of where the market seems to be going on. Looks like most commerce in that market area is people have gotten bored just staring at your boat because it's not moving and you're going back. The cries from barkers starts to raise back up.
Okay.
People calling for customers. But you
Ma-
hear over that calling for customers, or mixed in with it, you hear shoom, 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 sound begin as
Dragon.
trail of black smoke seems to be coming closer to you.
Ah!
And out of the mist that still gently covers the
Yeah.
sea, a boat, a wide, short bottom, or wide bottom, short boat with one single building on the center of it, and a iron chimney belching out black smoke seems to be coming towards you.
Is their boat on fire?
I don't know. This technology, I can't say technology, rather.
Technology is a very broad term.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say that in this technology, it seemed more.
Looks like something
dwarven.
dwarves or
Yeah,
gnomes might
something that
build.
dwarven. You're.
No
Don't you
offense,
know?
your people hate water.
You're not wrong.
Like you guys just sink right to the bottom. That's why you usually stay away from it.
But that'd be the perfect opportunity to make something like that, wouldn't it?
Sea dwarves.
I
I'm
honestly
thinking
say
the
that
same
sounds
thing.
like a complete contradiction.
I'm thinking. I think I remember a story about sea dwarves actually.
I just lean into you. Sea wizards, sea dwarves.
I'll tell you, I'm thinking that there is something going on here that might involve sea dwarves.
A
I
voice
think it's-
from the
Damn!
the short
Natural one. He is
power,
totally right.
the ship moving
You are
towards you.
so right.
Do you have a game plan?
What's that?
We had a game playing. That's how we got on the ship.
He's,
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
the
being
board!
oblivious.
Yeah, the big board.
8 intelligence.
Yeah, a lot of things have been ripped off this ship, there, sir.
No gangplank?
We could toss you a rope.
Do that.
Go back and get my rope.
Okay.
Tie it to what's left? The mast, right? Because you said all the railings and stuff.
The railings are there. The pins that used to sit in them are gone.
Okay, so I'll tie it to one of the railings, one of the T sections.
Mm-hmm.
Tie it to there and just.
And he says, you throw it down. They fiddle with it for a bit, and now he says, now haul it up.
And I go to pull, and I go.
It's a little heavier
Yeah.
than you threw it
And
down.
I'm like, oh yeah, no, you're right, yeah.
I'll join.
Oh,
So
I
the two of you
stepped
haul
away.
it up. You seem to be hauling up a rope ladder with two big iron hooks on the end. And he says, secure that ladder. And once you secure it, you see it tugged on a couple times to make sure you actually secured it. And then two figures seem to be dressed in very dark blue, matching outfits. Each one wearing some kind of like helmet on top of their head. Just on the top of their head seems to be strapped down below their chins. They both climb up, and one of them goes, "What's all this then?"
You're telling me?
We were on a ship and there was a strong storm, and
Ah, the storm got you.
we're
Yeah.
the only ones that lived.
Ah, it's a shame.
The captain was an honorable
Which one of
man.
you owns this ship?
He's dead.
No one owns the ship.
Well, I mean, we were the last ones on it.
Yeah, there's
Captain, we did have a place that we were going.
He kind of peers down at you from underneath his hat, takes it off, scratches his balding head,
Aye.
and goes, puts it back on, straps it under his chin, and goes, You're awful short there, feller.
What? Never seen a dwarf.
Oh, you're a dwarf before? He goes, oh, my cousin's a dwarf, but he's not that tall.
Right.
Jesus! Oh my God! 313.
Nope.
Oh, well, you know.
He's like, no, yeah.
Ocean. Yeah. We're not that common around here. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, are you guys...
And he says, oh, I see you got a lass with you. Well, miss, if you'd like, you're welcome to come down on our tug. It's probably a bit more comfortable than this dreary old thing.
Before
Are we comfortable to come down on your tug as well?
I suppose.
Okay. And I start just climbing down.
I'm gonna ask you though, before what town are we in at this point? Because I gotta know.
I'll pop back up from the deck.
he
Yeah,
says-
what town are we from?
Well,
Or
for
here.
the longest time, folks been calling it Undone.
Town of Undone? Or Undone Town?
Undone.
Just Undone?
And it's a city
What-
by now.
City now? City Undone?
City of Undone.
City of Undone. And I keep climbing down the ladder.
That's a well. I've heard of Far Reach before too. So this is Undone. That's a Far Reach.
I've never heard of
Name.
Far Reach.
You haven't heard of Far Reach? Oh, yeah, I'll tell you about that. There used to be.
Come on, Wilfred.
That's good. Thank you. I
He
gotta go.
says, if you folks can navigate that ladder, you're welcome to join us on the tug. Miss, if you like, we're happy to raise a seat for you, a swing, if you'd be more comfortable.
That.
Ah, excellent. And he says, we're just going to have a look around your ship, make sure there's no contraband.
Oh.
And he's looking around. He looks at your axe.
Mhm.
Who else
I have 2 daggers.
You have 2 daggers?
Quarterstaff.
Well, plus I got like
You have
4
a stick, they don't
javelins.
care about a
4
stick.
javelins.
I have a scimitar and then a long
Yeah.
Well, you folks got a lot of offensive weapons here. We'll have to collect those before you go down.
They're peace tied.
And he says,
Let me do
that
my thing.
don't matter much more.
Can I do persuasion? Can I do a persuasion? I want to try to attempt to indicate that this is sort of a historical.
By the way, you see these gentlemen, they behave like constables, like
Yeah.
police.
Hmm?
The only
Like
thing
city
that
guard.
comes even close to a
I'll get
weapon
used to that.
is a
Little, like,
a,
club.
a small club on their belts. You wouldn't think it would like hurt a, it would hurt.
Yeah, but it won't kill someone.
It
You have
won't
to really
kill
try.
someone. Yeah, you'd have to hit them repeatedly with that thing
Yeah.
to hurt someone bad enough to make them a permanent injury.
I just
Just want
want
about
to.
making him what to stop.
I just want to make sure that he understands that these are actually artifacts for our family. We need to actually keep them with
So
us.
you're going to explain that they're family heirlooms.
They're
and
family
such?
heirlooms that we must keep,
he says-
and if there's anything we could do to be able
And he
to.
says, be that as it may, this is a constable boat. You're not allowed to bear arms on it.
Can we get
And
our
he
weapons
says,
after?
once you have been turned to the city proper, we're happy to return them to you.
I take
But
them off and just wrap them up.
you're not allowed to carry them around in the city.
What kind of city is it that you can't defend yourself?
A peaceable city, sir.
Whatever city I've been to, there's always some kind of duress.
And especially a city
Well,
undone.
that's where we come in, sir. We're the law enforcement.
That's funny. That's.
Alright.
This is a. Okay.
Yeah, I wrap
says-
up my
In
stuff.
fact, if you'd like, you can refer to me as Constable or Sergeant Constable Peace. That happens to be my last name.
Born for the role.
Quite a coincidence. Oh.
So,
You're more than welcome to make your way down to the tug
I'm
once you've relinquished those weapons.
Once we relinquish the weapons, I'll be like, do I have to relinquish my instrument?
What kind
Can't
of
imagine why.
Why would?
And I just kind of put it on my back, like take it out, and it's a nice loot. And I
Yeah.
just kind of bandolier it, put it on, and I'm just kind of smiling all smugly.
yeah.
Kind of smacks you in the shin and he's like, why the fuck would they take your weapon or your music? Why would they take your
And
instrument?
I just shoot you a grin. Oh, I am dangerous with the notes I can play.
Is that out of your shot?
They're starting to tugboat back up.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So.
Comes out with a
weird.
fine buzz.
So I will relinquish.
see
Listen,
that.
we want to make absolute certain we have the opportunity to be able to get these back.
Absolutely.
And
Just you'll have to carry them in a bag or something until you find lodging. I take it you folks don't have a place to stay in Undone.
let me.
I just kind of look at him and go, "No, we just got here. Wasn't intending."
And he says, "Well, if you don't mind a bit of cash, a couple, you can find rooms at the King's Head
Sorry.
until you make a more permanent."
Can I ask you, when you
Cash?
say the word cash,
Money.
Oh, coin.
coin, absolutely coin. All right. Thinking I'm not a well-traveled person, but I did read about certain things that we have to do where we would have some sort of money exchange, possibly in our time. Was there not, when I say time, in our place? Would it be logical for me to say, hey, listen, is there a place that we can
Have a money changer?
have a money changer or a bank system?
Well, we don't get a lot of travelers here. Most people have the coin of Undone already.
Is there
I assume you don't have jobs lined up either.
I just kind of look. I'm like, how often do you get people that just visit for a few and then take off? Especially
not
by
very
boat.
often. Not very
And
often.
I'm being very coy with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so this is not a vacation site?
I just kind of look at you and go, no.
And he says,
Okay.
This was not our destination.
it usually isn't.
And I just go, there it is.
And he says, you're going to want to talk to our lieutenant when you get down into the tug. Go ahead and tell him Sergeant Peace sent you.
Sergeant Peace, will do.
The rest of the boys down there will make sure you're got a quick appointment.
So all that stuff is then relinquished, and we're going down to the decks.
Once you, he kind of like, once you like lay all your weapons out, he just the other constable who came up with him starts kind of just like, send us up a bag and a swing. They've got, I don't know what half this stuff is down here.
Those are daggers.
Yeah. Let's give you a little piece of our.
So what weapons
That's
do you
all right.
relinquish?
2 daggers.
4 javelins, 1 special dagger,
And a big axe.
big axe. That's yeah.
Quarterstaff?
It looks.
You keep your stick. Yeah,
Oh,
they don't seem to care about the stick.
He was ready to go down since the beginning. He's like, oh yeah, tell him. All right, Officer Peace. I'll let him know.
I'll give him my 20 arrows, my longbow, and my scimitar.
He says, he does comment on your longbow. Says that's some mighty fine workmanship you got there. And he says, we see, we've got a whole display of those in the museum on Chapel Street.
And
Yeah.
You guys don't use bows.
Well, I mean, some of the hunters use them for old time. He's, kind of a sense of old timeness, what it used to be like. But those are like the guys who do it for pride.
Yeah, so like when he's saying that, I
Old
keep
Do
looking
we
at you guys. Go.
Can we see anything on them?
They just have
The
the
sticks.
They just have sticks.
They don't have. Okay.
like
Yeah.
really close.
They, and
Yeah.
each and the one of them
Whistle.
is kind of like holding. He's got like something on a chain that looks like a small whistle, and he just kind of fiddles with it. He also seems to have some kind of badge of office made out of a shiny metal, but probably tin. It doesn't shine like silver or gold.
Okay.
So, do you guys hunt with your clubs?
No, man. I don't hunt much at all. I go to the stores
Yeah, and I just look at him and go like,
or shops.
watch.
He says I go to the shops to get my food.
City folk.
and I just look at you and I'm like,
Anyway, so you make your way down. There, the two gentlemen who have your weapons. You do see when you climb down, they are on a big pulley that they kind of like. It's like a rather large, thick stick with a pulley on the end of it. They lean it up against your boat, and 2 other people dressed almost exactly like the 2 guys with the funny helmets on haul up what looks like a big netted swing. That seems to be what they offered to take you down in if you were too ladylike to take the ladder. They start loading your weapons up into that and haul it back down, and the 2 constables who are up on your ship spend 20 minutes or so, you would imagine, looking around. They come back down and they go, "That's quite a grisly sight you left up there, folks." And he says, "I can tell it was probably an accident. Seems you had some rugged weather. Got a good look at the whole ship."
And I just
Probably
go,
is no way about it. Certainly
Yeah.
is the truth.
I would say the Mother Nature.
So what were you hauling? Or was it just passengers?
Well,
It
we
was just passengers.
board. They had
That we
Some
know
bad
of.
wine.
some very bad wine. Very bad.
Awful wine.
Awful.
Yeah, you know they had an empty hull because they were going to pick up.
Yep.
That's why they took passengers.
They were heading to pick up, and we just needed a ride.
Took some passage. No.
Take the hat off again, and I look down, and it's poor souls, poor seamen.
Poor
They,
Rupert.
when you say when you
Captain Rupert.
sound
Poor
like you're
Captain
eulogizing, both of them remove their hats respectfully.
Oh, nice. Poor doc. Yeah.
And then
Oh,
when you're
I
done,
gesture it.
when you're done, they put their helmets back on.
Right, okay,
Gesture
cool.
putting on a.
I get the
You
hat back
do,
on too. Yeah.
When he says, did you mention that Sergeant Peace wanted you to see the lieutenant?
Yeah.
I know Brad definitely did if I didn't.
Okay. They go, "Oh, well, Lieutenant's below decks right now, but you're welcome to go visit him in his office. He can be a bit odd. He's from the academy, so give him a bit of a...
Birth?
No,
Is he?
it takes some getting used to.
The word academy.
Like the Wizards Academy?
Yeah, it was just the
Yeah.
word.
He's a wizard?
Well, yeah, our lieutenant. Most of the higher ranking officers are magic.
So right when he says it, I look at you and go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just like, he
Mhm.
was on it. Oh.
I heard stories about them sea wizards.
Well, I kind of
Well, he's not
about this
he's not a
contraption
sea
here.
wizard. He's a constable.
I just look at him and go, yeah.
I gotta change the definition of what constable is.
Why don't we go
So,
talk to this guy?
What is
That's it.
undone nearby?
Nearby,
Yeah. what
well,
is it
there's
near?
the high country and the fields.
What's out of port? Does anyone sail out, or is it only?
People have tried,
Are you?
and that's he just
And
leaves
he
it
just
at
leaves
that.
it at that. Like, they tried.
Are we near Luskin?
Not heard of Luskin.
Have you heard
Starts
of
naming off
Neverwinter?
Neverwinter.
Yeah, just naming off cities, towns.
Baldur's Gate. Any of the Sword Coast?
Sword Coast.
Yes.
Well, that might explain where all this offensive weapons come from. No, can't say I've ever heard of the Sword Coast. I was born here. Been undone.
Born Undone. Whoop.
Let's go see this lieutenant.
The cop you were talking, or the constable you were talking to, takes you down below decks to a arcanely painted door. It looks like it's got the rest of the ship looks very utilitarian,
Okay.
and it's just like maybe 5-6 feet below deck. You have to duck to get through the gangway.
How big is this? This is that
It's a
giant
tugboat.
It's a tugboat, but it's a giant tugboat.
It's not giant, but there's below decks.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
It's a very thin below decks. You
Okay.
feel like you're walking on the base of the ship.
Okay, got it.
It does have iron floorboards, though, or iron flooring, and it seems to be big, like riveted
Yeah.
iron.
Wow.
Huh.
You come up to a door that has stars and moons and weird writing, arcane symbols. You actually recognize some of the arcane symbols from from your tutelage. If not, you recognize them. You don't know what the hell they mean, but you recognize them.
That intelligence. Is it a minus?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm better than
You
him.
recognize them for what they are,
Yeah, I have a 1 to
even if you can't translate.
not trained,
them.
but
Yeah, they look
Make it a
familiar.
one.
yeah.
That's fantastic.
Anyway, there's a knock on the door, and a polite voice from the inside goes, "Yes. Oh, have we got visitors?
Yeah, I just came in. The storm got us. And I just look at you guys
well-
like,
Open the door, but be prepared. Some people find my sanctum a bit off-putting."
You just say, of pudding.
I just take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay. You open up the door, and beyond the door is what looks like somebody's large, way too big to be inside this boat, living room.
Okay.
It's got couches, chairs. It's got a table with a tea set on it, which she's currently pouring into a teacup, and some very small bready things on a plate made of silver.
And you're saying this room is bigger than...
Than the entire tugboat.
That's fantastic. I tell you, seafaring wizards.
Yeah, I look back at you again and go,
What school did you study?
So what do we got here? Walks in.
What school
Walks
did
up
you
to him.
study?
Well, variety, but I spent... You're talking to the wizard now?
Yeah.
He goes, oh, I spent 10 years at the Arcane Academy.
What is this? He's reaching out for a cup.
And he goes, oh, if you like. He pulls, wiggles his hand. You recognize mage hand. As another cup and saucer come down, and he'll add you, and he says, it's a bit strong.
What is it?
It's tea. Anyway, make yourselves at home. I assume...
he says, make yourselves, take my boots off.
And he goes, maybe not that at home. You're not going to be here that long.
Yeah.
And start putting boot back on.
What can I do for you folks? I assume you've come to see me for a reason.
Our boat
Your boat.
got damaged from storm, and we lost everyone but us.
Oh, that is a shame.
I think we lost our way on top of it. We weren't intended. I think we were supposed to go to Alaska. And, Alaska.
Alaska.
We're supposed
Actually,
to go
you
to
were headed
Alaska.
for Candlekeep.
We're heading for Candlekeep, and it looks like we came undone.
Oh.
Oh, well,
And
yes.
we can't seem to put a finger on where this
Undone is.
location is.
As not knowing where Candlekeep is, I'm afraid I cannot give you a point of reference.
Sword Coast.
I'm afraid not.
Has anyone come in from the other side?
I just keep looking at you going,
I don't understand how so far everyone that we've talked to doesn't know the main cities of Faerun.
Faerun.
The plane that we're on.
they wouldn't call it that. They would call it a Toral.
Is the
But
planet.
yeah, Toral's the planet.
Faerun
Is
is
it-
the
Faerun
continent.
is the
Is it
continent.
Avior Tour? No. So,
He
You know-
says, well, this is the city of Undone. I don't know how else to describe it. We're on the sea and on the land.
That's a coast.
Keep in mind, I got to ask you, there are plenty of ships in the same condition that ours came in as.
Yes,
And,
every couple of years or so, a new vessel, most of them unmanned. Sometimes folks like yourself who claim to be from other worlds, other lands, will survive the passing.
Did we?
Well, and that's the... Do you...
Like what? Like
Yeah,
what?
exactly. You understand what
There's
just
no-
happened.
By the way, he kind of like the same spectral force that grabbed you down a teacup shuts the door, and he says, I so hate to have the door open while we're moving. Shuts the door.
I said Sea Wizard, right? I said Sea Wizard. Making sure.
He says, no, I just get motion sickness. Terrible.
Is there any people from other
Yeah, what
worlds around?
are the other worlds that people come from?
Well, now, a lot of people don't believe this sort of thing, but I've had what you might call some of the higher education. Actually viewed other planes.
Mm-hmm.
Plane of fire, plane of ice, the plane of... He looks around at you. Like he's looking for surprise. And none of you
Feywild.
look surprised.
No,
you
never
said
been a fan
Feywild,
of
and he goes,
fairies.
oh, you've heard of it. All right. Excellent. So glad to be in a room with no non-believers.
And I just hear him bite my teeth, my down.
Yeah, yeah. I'd like to be. I'm hoping my education enough be able to get me to be as open-minded as what I'm.
And he says, so, I'll give you a brief introduction to the city.
Please do.
There are people who live outside of the city, and then there are the people of Undone. People who are outside of the city are mostly hunters and farmers. A few of our more wealthy landowners choose to live outside of the city. My estates, in fact, are outside of the city. Although I do like the city, I only get to my estates once or twice a year.
Well, that
But
area.
don't think too highly of me. I like to think of myself as a man of the people, even though you may hear me referred to as lordship. That's just a title that most of the graduates of the academy gain.
What is then your family name?
And he says, White
Don't
Castle.
mind. Wise Castle.
No, White Castle.
Why is okay? White Castle.
Lord Whitecastle.
Yes.
Lieutenant.
Peace.
No.
Well, Sergeant Peace.
Yeah, Sergeant Peace is the
And
one. that's
Lieutenant White Castle.
And Lieutenant.
I bet he makes a mean slider.
Well, I respect your thinking about how you are for the people. I mean, it sounds like you're a good man for the people. You were a constable. Is that they call you as well, or?
I am a lieutenant in the constabulary, yes.
Okay, so this is an army. Am I correct to say
Well,
this?
we're a peacekeeping organization. We work for the Crown.
Now the crown.
So, who does lord over Undone?
Well, currently we're in between rulerships. The family's estates, the royal family's estates are still there.
Monarchy.
And he says, but we're in between rightful heirs at the moment. So currently we're run by our prime minister.
Is that a elected position?
It is, yes. Among the House of Lords.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm pretty much familiar.
Like, once he says that, he's just like, oh, it's like the Mass Lords of Waterdeep kind of thing. That's what he thinks. He's like, well, that's stupid.
Still a dictatorship.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I don't know if I could throw this out. I don't know if it's even worth it, but I'm wondering by chance that you're familiar with the cordials at all?
Oh, you mean like orange cordials or lemon cordials?
Am I familiar with pastries? Is that what it is?
Is
It's a
that a
beverage.
bird?
As a beverage? No, more like a family name, but that's cool that they're
I've not-
rather. That's very enjoyable to know
He
that
says,
they
I've
have
not
names
heard of the
beverages.
cordials, but I don't know. I know all the last names of the House of Lords, but
Any?
there are some rich merchants I'm not familiar with.
Okay. All right.
Are they kin to you?
They are actually, and
Well, I
just
wish you
one-
luck finding them.
Me too. Thank you.
Me three.
Yeah.
And he says, well, we should have arrived by now.
We don't feel. It's like we're not feeling anything whatsoever in
And he
this.
says, I've taken the liberty of taking you to shore rather than wait for your boat to be towed to a safe place.
Thank you.
Well, is there an exchange that we can go to somewhere?
Oh yeah, currency
Well, we're
exchange.
just at the edge of the market.
Okay. Now, the thing is
I believe one of the sergeants probably referred you to the King's Head,
King's
if I'm not
Head.
mistaken.
Okay.
It can be a rough place, but it is close to the market square, and you should be able to find rooms there. It mostly serves as the docks district local, but they do have rooms to let.
Well, it's good to be part of the people, kind of get to know them. So
And
I'm
he says,
thinking,
I understand you had weapons.
Yes.
You'll want to stow those somewhere.
what do you suggest?
Maybe if you get a room, or you can have the innkeeper hold them for you. He's very good at that. Let's just say there's some private constabulatories in town, and
Like a
mercenaries.
thieves guild?
I really hope not.
I just look
Do you
at him
mean like a mercenary?
There are some people who hire them as personal bodyguards. And
okay, yep. Mercs.
And he
Bodyguard.
says
Same type.
the
Caravan protectors.
innkeeper can introduce you to some of those,
Rat
or
catchers.
Some of them have licenses to carry weapons.
So that's what I'm saying. Meta. This is we're looking to be able to see if we can't license these to be able to carry them again.
Yep.
And he says, in the meantime, you'll want to keep them secured.
Are there any other laws we should know about?
Well, obviously, there's just standard common sense. No fighting. There are stealing is forbidden. Murder.
We
not
come
a
from
good idea.
a civilized place. I'm wondering,
No flying in the city?
No interfering with air traffic.
air traffic.
And so when he says that, he's just like, it's like the Griffins.
Okay.
And he says, the city can be a dangerous place.
I smile to that and go, I'm pretty dangerous myself. And I'm just like,
And he says,
So it's a dangerous place and we can't have arms to protect ourselves?
thank you.
well,
Sorry.
that's what I'm trying to let you know. It's not necessarily a good idea to wander places you're not comfortable or familiar with.
So
at
the-
night.
We're not familiar with anything here.
So don't go out at night.
And he says, until you become more
Acquainted.
acquainted with the city, you might try and stay
Indoors.
indoors. And he says, that being said, there is a brilliant nightlife in Undone.
Just
Very
don't enjoy it.
entertaining. He says,
Until
I'm
you're
just saying,
familiar.
give yourself some time to grow used to the city.
Well,
And he says, oh, and we're here, so you can open the door.
And so I'll just kind of mage hand the door
I don't
open.
want to stay here and just enjoy the city. I want to get Candlekeep.
And he says, well, I don't know how you're going to get there. And he says, perhaps you will, I myself have only seen other lands. I've never actually found a way to travel to them. He says, oh, there is a few things you should know before you leave. As you open the door, it's opened out onto a cobblestoned city square
Oh wow.
where people are
Just doing a thing.
doing merchanty stuff. And they don't seem to even notice the door being there
Okay.
as you open it up. He says, alchemy is frowned upon in the current political climate.
Is it like no potions or
Yes, basically.
what about a tonic?
And he says,
What about
medicines are all right. And he says, magic put into potion form, let's just say there's been some problems lately. It's not illegal,
Just
but
frowned upon.
frowned upon.
who poisoned who?
I'm not at liberty to say. It's
I'll
still
find
under
out.
investigation.
Don't worry.
I just look at you like, look at this guy.
And he says, if you're interested in getting a bigger lay of the land, the church is always a good place to go.
Church of who?
Well, Pello, of course.
Oh, that's a name that's familiar.
Something's familiar.
And he says, or my personal religious beliefs, I follow the teachings of Coralon.
I look him up and down. Who, me? He's a human?
Yes.
All right.
Well, like,
From
hold
the store.
on. We're from Faerun, so we wouldn't know
Elf.
Palor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know Lathander.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. You're right. Yeah, it's not Don.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah. So then,
He says,
Coralon does sound familiar though.
It does
Because
sound
he's
familiar.
he's what is it? Pan-dimensional.
There's a hearty.
He's an elven god where you come from.
Yeah. And I just go, elf god.
Elf? I'm not sure what you mean, sir.
All
What do you-
ooh and fancy and never trips.
Oh, he
I
says.
think they're higher than you.
He says, "Oh, you're talking about the fairy tales. I'm afraid I've only glimpsed the Feywild. I've never been
You
there."
don't have elves here?
This
No.
is a strange place. Although
He says,
I'm not
"Are there
that
elves where you
disappointed.
come from?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit of them.
He
I'm
says,
not
"Oh,
that
that's
disappointed.
fascinating."
It's not.
I'm starting to
Like they'll
this
like
place.
to make you think they are. They're really not.
Oh,
this
that's disappointing.
this strange boat.
He says,
Is
"Perhaps
this dwarven made?
no, it's made in the factory. Foundry.
Dwarven factory.
No, there are regular-sized people there. I mean, they wouldn't turn a dwarf away. I mean, people don't frown on people who are under, well...
Height
It
challenge.
would be good for them not to turn a dwarf away. We're the hardest workers in metal.
So this town
And he
sounds...
says, all right.
But
He says, I've met a few dwarves in my time. Most of them work in the circus.
This town seems really, really diverse.
I'm just kind of like really confused.
Accepting and diverse, it's diversity is important.
I mean, as diverse as it is.
It's so there's that's
So I open the door.
Yeah.
I'm going to be leaving.
He
You're,
says, if you'd like, come visit me at the Constable Square,
Constable Square.
Scotland Yard.
Scotland Yard.
Scotland.
Yes, I'm not exactly. It's an ancient neighbor of ours who we've lost contact with.
You're just not along ancient.
But the name is stuck. For comfort's sake, I imagine.
oh
Is that like another
ding ding.
country?
No.
It's a city.
Got an idea?
It's hard to explain. I'm not exactly sure.
That's so awesome.
I think it's just another land.
Scotland's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scotland's.
So what's
I assume
this?
it's where Scots come from, and they at one time used to be our police force.
So what's this land?
Undone.
It's
Undone.
just undone.
Yeah.
I know, I understand.
I can only walk in circles so many times a day.
And he says,
let's
we
find the
should be very
King's
near
Head.
King's Head.
King's Head.
Have a good day. Come visit me at Scotland Yard if you would. I would very much like to hear about elves.
I'm
You
curious.
really. And I just kind of like,
And he says, and there's a lot of rumors going around about how to leave Undone. None of it's been proven.
So we can't leave.
None of the ways to leave have been proven. There's a prevailing theory. I'll let you discover it for yourself.
Hey, is there
I
Someone
wouldn't
left,
put too
but they
much
come
stock
back?
in it.
Bye.
Bye.
And
Break.
as you step out
Oh,
into the town square, a bustling people dressed not dissimilar to the highest ranks of Waterdeep. Lots of flowing dresses and tightly fitting, smart jacketed men. All of it seems a little dirty. Even most of the outfits seem a little torn, worn, and a bit dirty with smoke and soot.
Yeah. So I just kind of look in here and I'm like, it's the one I didn't learn.
And yes, let's take a quick break. And we will get into the meat of things
The meat and potatoes.
when we get back.
Meet something.
Hello, we're back. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, don't make me.
So,
I
to
mean-
step back in, you have walked onto the market square of Undone, a place you are completely unfamiliar with. And while there is sunlight, there's still just the faintest trace of a sun in the sky through the black smoke. The people all seem like regular humanoid people like you might see on the streets of Waterdeep, although mostly or completely human.
Okay.
No other races seem to have made their home here in Undone.
Let's be like.
You quickly find your way to... your weapons
Yeah.
are... one of the constables who was on the tugboat seems to have made the trip with you.
No.
It's the one from the boat,
Oh.
Constable Peace.
Peace be with
And
us.
he will...
Peace be with us.
He will give you your weapons and tell you, do not brandish these about, please. We'd hate to, on your first day in Undone, have to take you to the cells.
I'd hate that too.
And he says, but if you carry them swiftly to the King's Head, which is just down that way, you can't miss it. They'll be happy to stow them for you. If you have something of value, they have secure vaults as well.
Thank you,
When I get
Constable
something of
Peace.
value, I'll know. So,
like-
and he's just getting us to giving us the weapons and then going.
Yeah, he's standing in front of the doorway that you just exited.
Okay. Thank you. You have yourself a great day.
And he says,
Thanks for warning us.
did the lieutenant warn you about witchcraft?
Witchcraft.
You guys have witches?
Oh, yes.
What do you consider witchcraft?
Oh, magic used in a harmful way against living beings.
Even people threatening you and
What about
attacking
self-defense?
you. I can't do any magic. I'm just curious.
And he says, well, if you use magic for self-defense, of course that's allowed.
Well, then I think we're fine. No witchcraft.
No witchcraft.
So just harmful.
No communing with
Just harmful.
the Dark Ones.
What about
What's
communing
that?
with animals? If I wanted to ask if he's a good boy.
Well, I mean, I talk to my dog. It seems a bit silly, but that's fine. It's only when you get them to answer back that it becomes witchcraft. And some animals should not speak for an evil entity and
What's the dark?
give you information. I'd hate to say the names.
Is there a general idea? We're new here, you understand.
Well, they run the gamut from A to Z, if you get my meaning.
I just look at him and go, nope.
Are they like
And he says,
people
and he says,
or like
Is it a
Ooh,
cult?
evil gods.
yes, the devils. You'll want to not commune
A?
with the devils.
The big A?
Yes.
they're always bad?
Yeah. You can't get away from them.
Bad guy.
He says, we've had a bit of a spate of worshipping,
Yeah, what good town doesn't?
and we're trying to nip that in the bud.
Well, if I see any Asmogoans, I'll let you know.
He looks at you like, all right.
I didn't say it.
Well, I think we've got a place to be.
Yeah, King said.
Yes. Why don't we go?
And he says, if you're hungry, they could do a nice lunch.
Ooh, I could do a nice lunch.
And of course, the bitters on tap is very nice. I stop by there occasionally.
Good. Let's go. Thanks again.
Enjoy your
Yeah, I imagine we have our weapons like on our shoulder.
stay.
We won't.
Stick over his shoulder. So I mean, what are we gonna do while we're here? Just try and find a way out?
Well, I want to try to find out if there is a way out,
I mean, sure, certainly.
and if someone's actually made it out, then see if there's a way to attempt said way out, then try to get out.
Well, didn't you want to... I mean, like me, I wanted to be able to adventure and get some prospects of potential.
Oh, don't give me this whole,
My-
smelling the roses
I'm
on
not.
your
I
way.
don't want to stay here.
I mean,
This
I
isn't
point up
where
and look at this. I'm like,
There may, well, I understand, yeah, but then again, they talked about the outside and
you've
stuff
heard stories
like
of
that.
how filthy Baldur's Gate
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
if you weren't being told constantly you're somewhere else, you'd think you were at one of the market squares of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
With the yucky cloud
Yeah, no, that's
smoke
exactly.
overhead. And
He's like, I'm sure this place is terrible, but it can't be as bad as Baldur's Gate.
I hear that.
You're like, I'm from Baldur's Gate.
you make your way to
The King's
the
Head.
King's Head. It is. It's a large building, one of those 4-story, a bit dirty, glass windows. So at one time they were very prosperous. It's got a large sign on a on an iron bar hanging out that has the picture of a violently removed head with a crown on it.
Oh, so I see it. I'm like, oh,
That's,
Captain Ruberts. I'm being reminded you all too soon. And I'll just pour out the flask and just,
That guy has a crown on his head.
yeah.
There are a couple of brightly dressed, almost like you've seen similar things for jollymen and from your bard school before.
Oh, gross.
People who have maybe attempted to become the jester road of the bard school.
He's just like, oh,
Oof, the clown college of
Yeah.
bards.
Yes, there are a couple of what you might consider clowns
oh.
out front, sitting on stools, sharing a beer
Those are fighting clothes.
in
Like,
at,
look
at tables. The King's Head seems to have a fenced-off area, some
smoking area.
low grass-grown picnic-style tables, and people are enjoying beverages. And some people even have like small sandwiches on plates that they're eating from in the middle of the day.
This is a strange place.
Certainly is.
A couple of constables, in fact, are sitting at one of the tables having drinks, it appears, in fine glass mugs. Very, very
Yeah.
expensive looking glass mugs. In fact, as you look around, most of the people are drinking
from
from
glass.
very expensive looking glass mugs.
I'm just like really like, this must be a really, I mean, King's Head, yeah, that makes sense. But why would he send us to
So
like,
much glass.
You're starting to think maybe this place might cost you quite a bit of gold
Yeah.
to stay at. You're wondering if maybe you
Stop outside the door.
maybe you got
Wrong advice.
You're being sold a bill of goods that you don't want, possibly.
I don't know what kind of currency they use here, but I'm not really that rich with our own.
I just have 10 gold on me.
Me too.
Are you saying this out loud?
Well, if you say it out loud, he goes, yeah, me too.
is that considered more than modest?
You don't.
10 gold?
10 gold is a tidy sum. You could live off of it for
For a while.
if you needed to.
You could really milk it.
When you say even in passing that you have, because you seem to be attracting a bit of attention. You're a bit oddly dressed for the common folk.
Oddly heighted.
They don't look at, and in fact, actually, a lot of people look at him and then like look away immediately, like they're trying not to get his attention.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of you, there's a lot of lingering eyes, like, what the hell is that guy? What are they dressed up for? A Renaissance festival or something?
He just looks like he's been he's got like a traveling fur cloak basically wrapped around him. And he's just like,
Do we want
So
to go
we're-
in here?
Sitting
Give it a shot.
sitting at one
Might
of the
as well.
tables before you go, or as you walk
will
into
walk
the
in.
doors.
Yeah.
It's a very heavy, slightly damp, swollen oaken door.
Oh.
And as you open it, the smell of roasting beef wafts out. Suddenly,
That's beef.
stomachs everywhere go as you've been eating for several days hardtack and really nasty salted wine.
Yep.
Yes.
So the smell of burning,
drool.
like tallow, which has a kind of waxy, musty smell to it. It smells like wet dog. Also, there's a wet dog. Basically curled up at the foot of a man sitting by himself at a table. He's large, heavily bearded, hair looks ratty and kind of like wild. He's got a hat not dissimilar to yours sitting on the table. 2 glass mugs of some kind of beer-looking liquid, and a strange staff made of metal and wood with a wide end and a thin top,
Oh, okay.
sitting on the table in front of him. Oddly shaped.
Yeah, I just look at him and go, "Oh, nice
The
stuff."
dog growls at you as you walk by. It's one of those shaggy, big.
Yeah, the
sheepdog.
Irish wolfhounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, easy boy,
Yeah,
easy.
well, this is as we walked inside.
This is
right?
as you walk in. He's sitting with his back to the front door.
Gotcha. So in looking
Other
around,
than that, there are a few women in slightly risque cut clothing.
Mm-hmm.
Skirts are way too high for fashion of Waterdeep, and the tops are a bit too low.
That's how I like them.
got a great view.
But they're carrying around seemingly silver-looking platters with glass spilling. One of them, you can see there are 2 of these very expensive glass mugs just broken and swept up against the bar.
And I'm like, well, there goes her year's pay.
Is there any room at
this
the bar?
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
There is a mutton-chopped, bald man with a leather apron, currently with a rag, kind of like wiping up spills on the bar. And every once in a while, he like tosses a peanut into the air and eats it.
Does he gets it
He catches it. He's
every
practiced.
time? He's practiced.
That's what he does all day.
That's what they call bartending.
Brad's gonna pull out one of the stools
Brad.
and then sit on it.
He's actually short for Brad.
Pulls out his flask and he puts it forward and he's like, "Hey there, good sir. Can I get a refill?
And he says,
Something hard if you have it."
And then I'll.
He says, we got whiskeys and wines, or beers.
Whiskey will do.
And I'll sit right next to him as I hear all of this exchange, and I just go, "Where do we get the food?"
And he says, what kind of food you be wanting there, sir?
Well,
And look, he gets a
Hard
close look at you and goes, and he says, can I offer you a drink or something as well, sir?
for my friend, of course. And do you guys come back here?
Yeah, I'm seeing this. I'm like,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah, these fine folks are looking to basically, we're looking for a place to stay. We'd
gonna
like to
put
be
my
able
arm
to
around
enjoy
him and, like-
ourselves and our company.
We're all real close right here.
Yes.
And he says, well, your lordships, lady, perhaps I can do you some roast beef sandwiches. Would that be doable?
I'm not sure what a sandwich
Yeah,
is.
sounds
Sounds
foreign.
fantastic.
It sounds fantastic.
And he
Sounds
says-
lavish.
Would
it sounds
would
lavish.
sir like a wine or something harder?
Sir.
Whiskey sounds excellent. Thank you very much.
It says, beer. And for the lady, I have a sherry.
I can do wine.
All right. And
Roll
he
this
says,
up and then a
excellent.
drink on the side.
I notice you're carrying some.
Oh, yep. I set my daggers
Yeah.
and kind of just.
We were asked to, well,
He says, are you be taking rooms here at the King's Head?
How expensive is it?
What you run here?
And he says, well, it's a $5 a night.
I just nod.
He
5
says, for the
copper.
common room, copper. He says, I'm not making pipes, sir.
Silver.
Well, let me see your coin.
I pull out a gold coin like.
And he goes, that gold, sir?
There he is.
He'll kind of like when he says, he kind of like tries to whisper gold, but when he says gold, a few people, you notice heads kind of like, I don't say gold. There's some
oblivious.
some very interested parties when the word gold is bandied about.
Can I use that? Can I use the some intelligence
says-
to be able to say our perception?
Insight.
Would
Yeah,
you
it's
like some individual rooms, perhaps?
I'd like to know where your exchange is.
And he says, well, for 2 of these, that's a funny picture. He says, for 2 of these, I can do you 4 of my 4 finest rooms.
Oh, I don't need a fine room.
For how long?
Well, he says, for the month.
Wait, so 2 of those, 4 rooms a month.
The finest rooms.
Yeah, we haven't had,
Done.
I haven't had doubloons come through here in 10 years.
Oh,
That's
nice.
our currency.
Oh, we are certainly.
We're all third world country.
I just shoot you a
He
look.
says, we don't get much gold through here. It usually stays up in the higher quarters.
I start shelling peanuts.
And he says, well, I'll get your food right out to you. And as he basically just shouts back in the thing, it's very like, we need 4 your finest roast beef sandwiches and step on it. And then he comes back and
Not the
right away,
sandwich.
somebody else comes up to the bar to like right in front of him as he's walking back to you to order a drink. He goes, not now, Sam. And he walks over to you guys and quickly pours you drinks, whatever you like. He's just like, would you like to smell the cork, man? Oh, all right. He says, I opened a new bottle for you. Hope that'll be fine.
Sure.
I have 15 gold.
So at this point, you guys just handed out 2 pieces or 2 coins.
I handed out 2. So
for
you guys
all of us.
Yeah, for a month.
For a month.
For all of us, 2
Yeah.
coins that handle all of us in a month's time. Now, does that incorporate the old food thing? Never mind. But I mean, of course, I should be realizing. It's meta. This is upper class.
No, this is
Lower class, but based on.
But it seems like at one time it was a very nice building.
And this guy is at this point.
As you get a closer look around, there are framed or plaques and things with various sayings. Also, hanging from a beam on the 2nd story down to the center of the common room is a noose. In one corner, you can see a pulpit, and there is actually a sun on a plaque back there that looks very much like a symbol of Lathan.
But it looks skewed.
No, it looks.
Oh, it looks like it?
It looks dead on.
Oh.
There's also sitting on there is a list of names and crimes they've committed.
Like a bounty board?
Like maybe this doubles as a courthouse sometimes, or used to in the past.
I read the crimes. What crimes are we looking at? Is it like murder?
Murder, witchcraft.
Is there any like recurring themes where I'm just like, ooh, don't want to do that one?
Yeah, most of them look like murder.
Mo-
Murder crimes.
Okay.
Don't go killing people.
Don't go killing people.
Got a good reason.
You always have a good reason if you gotta kill someone.
And while you're
that's
the
reasons.
bartender kind of like lingers around you for a bit, and then goes, "Oh, right, rooms." And he comes back with 4 keys, and he says, "Mabel, when you're ready, we'll take you up to your rooms. Just tap her on the shoulder. She's the one in the purple dress." Purple is where you come from. Very hard to come by.
Yeah.
Very expensive. She looks like
Usually
she
for-
hasn't taken care of her purple dress.
And I
very
just
well
shake
now.
my head like,
Yeah.
Well, that's
that's some
something
fancy dress there.
So-
It's
And
a
some
fancy,
fanny.
fancy dress that she's let go to
Yep.
go.
Let
basically.
go to shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I will definitely make sure that I take advantage of the whiskey as well as making sure that I'm very kind with them. Absolutely, making sure.
After a while, when he sees like you're not going to ask for anything else, he meanders back to Sam, who he put off for long enough,
okay.
I guess.
So okay, should it be? I mean, meta. Should it be a scenario where we need to go ahead and start considering the possibility of exchange with the monies at this point? But you guys don't have. You're not set on staying. You know, like I actually now I'm thinking this is interesting. This is more than interesting, especially when they talked about land and opportunity. But anyways,
We can talk about that up in a room. Yeah.
okay, go.
While you're sitting there enjoying some hot, wet roast beef sandwiches with gravy,
Wow.
sides of carrots, and
Yeah,
Brussels
hungry,
sprouts.
Oh, eating
Right.
like kings.
Um,
That's why it's the king's head.
It sounds.
one of a rather well-to-do looking gentleman, not dressed dissimilar to him, except for the hat he's wearing goes wide at the top, and the brim is short.
That's
But
silly.
it still looks like it's made out of some very expensive material. And he keeps his clothes immaculate. In fact, he's got a silver pin on his shirt that's holding together a kind of ascot-looking tie situation.
Yeah,
around
he's
his
definitely
neck.
got something close to mine, I guess.
And he's
Okay.
got a silver-tipped cane as he walks up and then taps it on the bar next to you folks and goes, if I don't miss my guess, you folks are new to Undone.
Got it.
You got it, sir. What's going on?
And he says, I met folks that are new to Undone. I like to call myself kind of an unofficial tour guide, if you'd be interested in such a thing.
What's your family, sir?
Oh, you shouldn't have heard much. We're not an important family. I just personally am done well for myself in my business. I run the circus.
Dwarves.
Yes, we have some dwarves who
Ah.
work with us in the circus.
Maybe you can meet some of your people.
They're excellent tumblers.
Agile dwarves.
So,
And he says, I understand most people who are new to Undone would like to find a way back home.
Doesn't
Yes.
everyone? Except for the ones born here, I assume.
And he says, I and the people of my circus go to great lengths to get people out of Undone.
Have you been successful?
Oh, yes.
That's not what the lieutenant was telling us.
Oh, well, the constables frown on our circus because it goes against some of the teachings of their patron. Most of the constables follow Pelor. And while I can see the need for worshipping the light and the sun, I don't necessarily follow that line of belief.
What are you aligned with?
I don't follow any god in particular, actually.
Ah, well, I can trust that.
I
All right.
gather the teachings of all the gods and apply them to given situations.
For the circus.
All the gods.
All the gods.
All the gods.
All the good ones, of course.
Ah, there we go.
Not the ones from
I have
A
no-
to Z.
He says, I have no truck with devils.
Can I insight?
Sure, go ahead.
I don't have
You're gonna
insight,
be
but
my
that's
homie.
a natural 16.
Ooh, slay.
18. 18 insight.
18 as well.
Yeah.
do we
The
all?
two-
we
while
don't-
he's saying he has no truck with devils, you don't necessarily believe him.
Yeah.
He seems to be like, of course not. Don't do that kind of thing.
Oh no! I
With a
wouldn't
wink.
Do anything with devils? Is anyone looking?
So you're a warlock.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm a circus owner. And he says, and I have the key to leaving Undone.
Yes, but I also don't like the fact that you just lied.
Oh, he lied.
I
Call it a artistic license with my words.
That's what I call it.
That's called lying
In some circles.
in most circles.
And he says, well,
Not circus.
dwarves considered it very rude.
I apologize if I'm dwarves.
Yes.
Oh, dwarves I know are some of the best liars in the business.
He like goes all like
Super
big chested, and he's like, "What dwarves do you know?
The ones in my circus.
They were born here, weren't they?"
Of course.
Nah, that's why.
Otherwise, they would have.
They're
tried
not
to
real
go home.
dwarves. They're not real dwarves.
Well, don't dwarf keep here.
Yeah. I'm a foreigner. I can't gatekeep someone I just came into. I am who I am.
And he says, "But if you're interested, we might be able to send you home as soon as tonight, if you care to come to the circus."
This sounds like a scam.
Well, it is a scam.
And he says, "I swear
Hey,
to you,
barkeep."
it's not."
He doesn't care. He's just like, "Hey, barkeep, who is this guy? You ever seen him before? Is he like to grab people and get them, take them places?"
The barkeep looks at him and goes, "No,
No?
no, he's a businessman. He's one of my best customers."
Yeah, I'd find it.
Well, all right.
If we're there, just maybe if we need a tour guide, we probably go ahead and ask for your services. But for right now, I think what we got to do is ask you for.
He says, "My card."
Sure. Where is this circus?
I was gonna, yeah,
And
yeah,
he says,
a
"Here,
card.
the Winton and Taylor Circus. I'm Winton. Taylor is my partner."
So,
Okay.
Winton Taylor.
Winton and Taylor. I am Jacoby Winton.
Jacoby Winton.
I'm not familiar with that. Oh, that's right. You said you're not part of family, of any sort of family, and just your own. Okay. Well,
Says the guy who doesn't want to be known.
let's. Yeah. Let me. Yeah.
Well,
Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time, and we'll give you a message back. Is that where? Yeah, we're gonna
Oh,
give
well,
you.
I can always be found either here or on the circus ground.
All right. We'll ask for directions then.
And he says, and, I should tell you ahead of just so you're all on the up and up. The only way out of Undone. Good day. And he tips his hat with his cane and walks away.
so he says that, and I just go, "He's full of shit."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, though, he is telling the truth on that because technically,
That's not getting out.
Yeah, that's cheating.
No, that's like a technicality and a piss poor one at that.
I
It sounds like
understand.
he's just a way to get away with murder.
Well, I understand,
Yeah.
but I don't see his name
Maybe he
on
sells
board
horses.
here. Looks like.
But if you're claiming that you're getting people out of here, you can probably have some leeway.
Right,
Well, I mean,
understood.
who would know if they ever? Like, they would never come back.
Yeah,
if
no
they
one
just
knows.
leave.
But it also could be one of them their sea witch things or sea wizard things.
Or sandwich things.
Sandwich thing. Is that sandwich looks good, doesn't it? I'm gonna keep at it. I'm gonna keep eating.
So is that witchcraft?
While you're
No, it's just sandwiching.
enjoying your meal and drinks, a ruckus breaks out somewhere below you, like in a basement or something. Suddenly it sounds like furniture is being broken.
Look at the barkeep.
The barkeeper goes, "Oh, darn it, not again," and picks up what looks like a rather large club from behind the bar.
Oh,
Got
I'm
a
just gonna
problem
look up-
down there.
You got rats?
And he says, "Oh, if only I had rats." He says, "The ghouls eat all the rats." And starts heading towards the back of the building.
I don't suppose you need some help.
He says, "I wouldn't refuse it, your lordship."
Come on, guys, let's go and take care of this.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a religious man.
I would say if we take the opportunity to show that we care about these folks, we do it this way. My thinking.
Ghouls scare the piss out of me.
Rest assured, regardless, we're looking forward. You know,
And probably other things too.
You know what? Either that or with the guitar that you have, or the whatever guitar lute, the lute that you have, you can certainly probably impress the people here maybe cover up the sounds a little bit, perhaps, and play a good tune. Maybe. I
don't be a wussy.
But I want to go ahead and go over and
Wussy
do your
keeps me
thing.
alive.
We're going to go this
the
way.
The barkeep is moving towards a door that looks like it goes to a back room or a closet type of
Well,
thing.
how are we supposed to help you out if we're not allowed to have our
I've
weapons?
already grabbed my...
He's left him on the bar. Correct?
Yeah, it was
I
basically
already
just go
grabbed it.
upstairs and put him away, is what he had said.
Yeah.
Right?
But
Yeah.
right now you haven't been to your room, so
Yeah.
they're
And
still
he's like,
sitting there.
hey,
on the
wait
bar.
up.
They're
I'm a
attacking-
little slow.
Yeah. I'm going to grab the axe.
I'll
Sure.
grab my scimitar.
Okay.
I ain't grabbing my daggers. I'm falling in the back. Like,
Okay.
yeah, fuck this
You can
noise.
see when Mabel, the one in the purple dress, notices he's got his club out, she goes, "Not again," and walks up to the door like she's going to close it behind him.
Oh, okay. Close it behind him.
Yeah, when he goes through.
Oh, ma'am, we were asked to help out. We're going to go ahead and do it.
Oh, well, after you, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Come on, guys.
Thank you.
And I'm just like, ghouls.
Yes.
I start like going through the religious symbols. I'm like, oh fuck.
And the barkeep's already trodden down
Yeah,
the
he's
stairs.
just going down there.
How
with
often do you have to fight these things?
Every couple days.
So
He
you must be
shouts
pretty
up for
good at it.
everything. You notice when he gets down to the stairs look like a jail. The very bottom of the stairs are surrounded by bars.
Mm-hmm.
And he takes a key out of his shirt and starts unlocking that.
Oh, I'm
the
keeping
jail.
an eye on that key.
Okay.
Inside there, a stone room. It looks like he probably keeps beverages down here. There are barrels and casks down here to be kept cold because it is slightly colder. It's about maybe 10 degrees colder down here than it is at the stop in the bar. And he says, "Oh, the buggers are worse than rats and better at hiding." He says, "Are you sure you want to come down here with me?"
Oh, I'm staying on this side.
Oh,
You
well,
lock yourself in. I'll stay here.
yeah, I'm already
Ooh,
in.
you know what? Give me the key.
And he says, "Nah, sir, as special a guest as you might be, this key stays with me all the time."
Well, I'm staying on this side. You lock yourself in.
I'd say we defend ourselves, but at the same time, too, what's their common place? Where they pop out normally from?
Oh, he says, "Well, there's a door back there."
All right.
Can they bust through this iron gate?
Haven't yet.
Yeah, definitely stay on this
But
side.
I gotta stop him from breaking up my stock.
Yeah, by all means. You guys get in there.
Yeah,
Slice
we'll do
it.
the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll play you a tune.
Don't distract me.
Oh, I like it. Remember, cover the sounds.
Yeah.
Let's do this. We're going
As
to
you're
the door.
following him down,
Nope.
to the right of this stone floor, very well polished stone floor, almost like a tile. To the right are racks with wines. There's several like sawhorses with casks stacked up neatly on them and other barrels laid on their on their ends, waiting to be hauled up. There's also a metal contraption with very small wheels at the bottom of it. Hand try. At the base of the stairs inside the cage. On the other side are stacks of what look like ice, just sitting on the floor. Above those stacks of ice are hanging animals, like a couple of sides of beef. You see several, like chickens, headless chickens sitting in there. There's even like a whole pig just hanging from hooks side of the building over there. And he says, "Damn it, when I get a fresh shipment of meat in, that's when the ghouls come."
I guess just Arcana on ghouls, 13.
You've heard of ghouls before.
Okay. You might not
To
have
the
fought
best
them.
of your knowledge, they're like mindless undead. They're very dangerous, though, because there's an open wound that they can cause your body parts to lock up.
You know that they go after dead.
They
Dead
eat dead flesh, but they more than willing, to the best of your knowledge, to kill to make food.
Gotcha. They want the meat you got down here?
It seems to draw them every time. He says, "Be on your lookout here. Go ahead and shut that gate behind us, or all of you coming in."
Oh yeah, I close it
Yeah.
immediately. Just.
Are you behind it?
Oh
He's
yeah.
on the other side.
He's on the other side?
Yeah.
Right on.
I ain't no
Are you
hero.
Did you come? You got your bow?
No, scimitar.
Scimitar. I didn't think a bow would be.
Are you coming out with us? Just you.
So
Yep.
this, the room
Gets
you're in is there are stacks of, like I said, shelves and walls, and then there's the meat locker area on the other side, and then beyond that is a big heavy door that is sitting ajar. And,
How big is this room?
it's as big as the common room above it.
Is it more than 60 feet?
No, it's right about 60 feet.
Cool.
Just within spell range.
Yep.
He's like looking around, but he's looking like up and around as mist is also pouring out of that door and filling the edges of the room.
Yeah, I'm on
Almost like the fog that the boat was it swaddled in as it moved into the harbor.
I'm on my. This is where we're going. So we're going to take this on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Listening.
What happens is that next is the out of his belt, the bartender pulls out a knife.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you gotta get him to come out, and actually cuts his arm. Like when he pulls his arm out, his sleeve pulls back, and you can see he's got rows of scars along his arm, and he like cuts a fresh one
Okay.
Natural.
and lets the blood drip out, and that's when you start to hear yes, yes, feed us, coming from the ceiling and from the mist. Humanoids step out. They're wearing dark black robes.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them seem to be armed with edged weapons like daggers.
So
knives.
when I see this, I'm just like, this is ghouls. Fuck.
But the
They're really
clothes
nice.
they're wearing don't look really decayed. They look almost. They also have a vague funerary look to them, like something you might be buried.
Wow. Okay.
Are they within 30 feet of me?
Let's have some initiative rolls,
Okay.
and then we'll talk about it.
Good job, Emma.
That's fair.
All right.
11.
11.
Yay.
Yay.
16.
13.
Do you have anything buff-wise, or you're just going to make an attack?
I don't.
You can go first if you want.
Okay. Oh, yeah, certainly. I'll take
Are
advantage
you
of that.
kidding? Did I leave the ghoul page off?
Okay.
I did. Smart.
When the ghouling goes tough, the tough get ghouling.
Oh, I don't want to get ghouling.
Yeah. No, I don't want to get. Yeah.
Bear with us just a moment while I find the right. Oh crap! I'm so close. There we go.
Is it in alphabetical order?
Yes.
No, that makes things easier.
Yes, it does.
Tum-tum?
Alrighty. So now, where'd my pen go? All of this. I feel so unprepared.
It's just a moment. It's that dramatic pause that goes into the game.
Anybody? Oh wait, I got to roll for the innkeep. Ooh, he's not bad either. All right, anybody beat a 20?
No, I think she was the
Anybody
first
beat a
highest.
15?
16.
15 for Piper. Right?
Mhm.
13.
Innkeeper's got a 15. Anybody beat a 15?
Mm-mm. Because both of you guys were 12s, right?
11s.
11s.
Yeah.
And then Marek at 13.
Merrick, M-A-R,
EK,
got a 13.
13.
And you both had 11. Who wants to go first between the two of you?
I'll go first.
So, what's your character's name again? Sorry.
It's okay. It's Wilfred. Wilfred.
We'll call you Will. You
Will.
got a 12
William.
or 11?
11.
And then...
Mike.
Brad.
Bradford.
Bradford.
Brad got a
God.
Bradford.
Did you
Wilfred.
just couldn't think of a name?
Someone said Brett, and I was like, yeah,
All right,
why not?
Piper, there are about
Could have thought of one, but
6 of these folks in the room.
It's nice knowing you.
fuck off. Come on. We got this. We got this.
You know how it is to not
They
run
seem to almost
unbalanced
step
counters.
out of shadows. One of them actually drops off the ceiling like he was clinging there.
That's terrifying.
They are starting at 30 feet, going towards the 60 feet, towards the back end. There are 2 in your range.
Okay. Of 60 feet?
Of 30 feet. You
Okay.
said you wanted.
Well,
Well,
I need one
with
more. I need one more for 30 feet, so that's fine. Don't worry, I just wanted to know.
Okay. So they are kind of like not really evenly dispersed, but they spread out in the room when they went in.
So just kill him, right?
And he says, "That's what I do."
Can I use a knowledge-based thing where can I know that the best way to kill them is to cut them and cut their heads?
There's
Actually,
no bad way.
There's
to
no
kill
bad way to kill them. Just beat them to death,
Okay.
however
whatever method.
possible. Yeah,
Okay.
Beat them till they stop moving.
yeah. That's
So-
basically it. Make them stop moving.
I'm gonna approach one that's closest to me,
Mhm.
come at them, and just
Swing.
Somewhere in the middle of the group, or towards the end, or towards the front of the group.
I don't
Come
want
towards
to.
me. Come towards me.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the middle of the group.
So towards the front of the group. Then
Yeah.
you go after one of the ones that's closest to the exit.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't
cool.
want to get swarmed.
Go right ahead.
Natural
him.
19.
Oh, that'll hit. Yeah. Like I said, they seem to be wearing like cloth,
D6
like
plus dex.
nice clothes, but cloth.
6.
6 points of damage. I just had a pen. All right. That one goes, ugh, and goes, damn you, all we want is food. Now, of course, you never heard that ghouls talk before.
There's
This one seems rather
Intelligent.
articulate.
It's a ghast! It's a ghast! Ah, fuck.
Run away! Next is the innkeeper. The innkeeper marches into the center of them and going towards the one near the door and will take a swing with his club. He definitely hits one.
This motherfucker goes down here and fights these.
Like level 8.
And then you see him take a second swing. He is very fast and active.
Level 1. Level
Oh, definitely another hit.
Yeah. That's why I'm on this side. You guys are like, oh, we're heroes. I'm like,
We got a level 5 with us. Why are you being such a bitch?
because I is bitch.
All right, at least
All right.
it's canon.
When he steps into the center of them, most of them appear to like think or look at him like he's a free meal
Oh.
and start going towards him.
And so how many feet away is he?
He's right at the edge of 60 feet.
Damn it. Okay.
That is the innkeeper's turn. Now they go.
Okay.
The one that you attacked swings at you with his dagger. And that one's... Oh no, that's a 7. Still not very good. That is a 9 to hit you. I didn't think that was going to cut it.
You need
Um,
plus 6.
No pun intended.
One will approach you two who are on the other side and kind of come at you both. Going for the better dressed of the two of you.
Okay.
What, do I not look tasty?
With a knife, that is a 14 to hit you.
No, missed.
Alright, so you're not wearing any armor, but you kind of just like bat it away with your side of your axe.
Nice.
Yeah.
No armor, same AC.
Yeah. Both of you guys.
Yeah,
What do you guys say?
16s.
16s? Yeah.
That's
The other 4 move towards the innkeeper.
See how that goes.
He is not wearing armor. Wow. 2 of them seem to successfully stab him with their daggers. They look kind of like
Kitchenware?
more ceremonial.
Oh.
oh wow.
Oh, I don't like that at all. Not one bit.
But still... Come back here. There it is. It was hiding. Die 4. Blended into the thing. So, he takes some damage.
Sorry, this is
Oh, battle cam, yeah.
Battle.
For,
Oh, there's no
alright.
cam to.
That's true.
this is battle light.
We just need battle light. Yeah.
Battle light.
All right. But he gets stabbed twice and he kind of goes, you bastards, get out of my inn.
Next is Merrick's turn.
And so you hit one
Yep.
with your scimitar. He hit one twice.
He hit one twice with a big club.
There's 4 of them around him, so there's a 7 total in here.
6 total.
6 total.
One at her,
One on her,
one
one on us.
one of these two.
Oh,
And
1
4 on
onto
him.
both of you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, and then 4 on him. So I'm just gonna get the biggest group. Can I get some deck saves from all of them?
This is the one all around the bartender.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna need to make one as well, I believe.
All right. So bartender gets a 10.
Oh, he fails. That's
Okay.
gonna suck for him. Huh?
Steven.
No.
Nice. Oh.
You.
That's a 6,
So fails,
18,
passes,
13,
fails,
and a 6.
fails.
So one's still
one
standing.
ghoul, well, not standing, covered in fairy fire.
Oh, okay.
It's a.
Well, that's gonna really fuck over the bartender.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oops.
So you send out globules of light
Yep.
in brilliant, sparkling colors. They surround 3 of the 4 ghouls
And-
the innkeeper. For the innkeeper, they like surround his neck
Yep.
and highlight his neck
And, like,
and the
his-
small of his back and his
Yeah.
kidneys.
And I just look
the
at him
ghouls, they just wash over all of them.
like it doesn't affect
No,
him.
like, it's
like
everything
everywhere
anywhere.
is dangerous.
Oh, okay. All right. So then I'll just kind of go. We need to take out the ones that are highlighted, and then I'll drop the spell.
Why is he all glowy?
The bartender kind of looks at himself and goes, "What did you do to me, boys?"
It's an area. And then I'd be like, Wilfred, just smash him to bits with your axe.
The
Inspiration.
bartender's like, "Does this mean I can fly?"
You have a D6 inspiration.
Oh, nice.
So if you need to
hold
use
on to
it,
it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or until you need it.
that's my bonus action and my action.
All right.
Thanks.
Next is Wilfred.
So, you told me, Wilfred, start smashing?
Yeah.
There is one that is on you.
There's one right
If
there
you
in
walk
front of
away
you.
from it, it can attack you.
Yeah.
And I can handle it though. Like,
Okay,
That's
so
if you
it
can-
was not a call to say save the bartender or anything like
No.
that. Okay.
not necessarily.
Okay, and I don't know what these things do, but it just says smash. You told me to
Yep.
smash. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just start swinging an axe around.
Go for it.
Are you gonna rage first?
The answer is, because of the amount of people that we have, the answer is I am going to get ragey.
Yeah. So like,
You get
people
two
being
rages.
hurt.
You
Ah!
have 2 rages.
I can't stand this.
That's so cool. Okay, yeah, I can't. Yeah, there's
What is
no
he-
way.
How does he rage?
His raging is, no sir, don't like it one bit.
It's a very simmering rage.
Yeah, so...
Can I ask someone to grab me a soda?
The anger management has worked.
So...
It's the Hank Hill rage is what I'm imagining.
That's right. So that
These
goes...
zombies ain't right.
Please, fuck all of this zombies ain't right. Okay, so yeah, I rage. Then I'm going to go for the first one that actually swung at me.
Okay, so the one closest to you.
So,
attack.
Yeah.
just a heads up, 18.
Yeah, please
You're
do.
inspired, so you can roll your D20.
Okay.
If it looks
Before-
like you're gonna miss.
Yeah, you roll the D20 before you know the result of the D20, but you don't know the result of the action. So if you roll the D20 and you're not sure if you hit or miss, you can roll the D6. You don't
To
have
add to the roll.
to add
Oh,
to
to add to the roll.
Yeah.
So just it's 1 point, 1d6, and then take
Exactly.
it away.
Attack,
That-
ability, or save.
Yes.
Attack, ability, or save. Both, either one.
Yeah.
So this is going to be for whatever, it depends on the actual roll.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Here we go. 1.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's an easy one. So that one, is it the 2?
No,
What was it?
That's gonna be
Plus
strength plus
5.
2.
Okay, so straight up it's 18. It's a dirty 18.
All right.
Okay. So I'm
Definitely
swinging the
hits.
axe. Okay, good. Now,
D12.
D12. Got
So
it.
it is a great axe.
It is a great axe. D12.
Did you Great
Yeah, what else
Weapon
would you
Master?
Did I select it?
Yeah.
Or do I have it?
No, are you choosing
feat
to
did you
do
choose?
Great Weapon Master?
The answer is
Not this
not
attack.
this round.
Okay,
Not this
okay,
round. It's
okay.
about
But he
rages
has
right
Great
now.
Weapon Master
Yeah,
as a
that's
feat.
cool. That's a good level 1 feat. Just being able to go. Yeah.
Okay, so one. It's okay.
can pretend
1d12.
D12 plus your strength bonus.
Okay, so this is
It's a
the
good choice.
D12, right?
You get the
Yes.
what?
No, that's a D10.
D10.
Which dwarf were you?
Mountain.
This guy.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's a D12.
So that's the
And
poison.
their dual
save?
thing is not poison, is it?
No, it's a disease technically.
Okay. D12.
Actually, no, I don't even think it's either. I think it's just its own thing.
Yeah, paralyzed.
Yeah, it's just a paralyzation.
No, these ghouls
that's
don't
good.
appear
Yeah.
to be.
There you go.
Ghouls, yeah.
They're
They used the
wielding
wrong word.
weapons.
Seems like
Got it.
cultists.
12.
Like weird cultists.
12 on the first.
Although they do appear to be undead.
Yeah. 12
So
damage.
12 damage in the
12
first.
damage to the first one.
Right.
And this is the one that attacked you.
Correct.
Okay. He looks badly injured. It doesn't seem to slow him down a lot, but you can see kind of a dark,
That would have killed me.
milky
Yeah.
black blood oozing from the wound.
Same.
So the
It's
other.
got like kind of like a little white veins in it, and it kind of pours out of the wound,
Ew.
So in that,
almost like
Yuck.
like liquid pus moving out of it.
so the raging allows me the opportunity to do a second attack.
Negative.
No.
Not yet.
Not
Level
yet.
5.
Level 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Or if you critted,
Or
which you
recur-
didn't do.
So this is straight up just 12, and that's the damage I got.
Yep. And was that with your damage die +2? Because you are raging.
Oh no! Actually, that was 14.
Okay, 14.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. It looks slightly worse off.
Now-
That anger just.
Yeah.
Does that offer? Let me
Slightly
ask you this:
deeper.
does that offer if I now this guy here?
To rolls, not to damage.
Got it. Thank you.
I'm not that kind of bard.
Okay.
Not
Got it.
yet.
I won't be.
Bella.
Oh yeah, valor.
Okay.
But I'm not. Or I'm gonna be about lore.
I'm a
So these things bleed. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's not pretty though.
All right. So that's my hit. That's my time.
That's your
Okay.
turn,
Yeah.
Brad.
Brad is going
It's
to
like
move
Evans.
around the side. Can he flank?
Remembers me.
Yes.
The one that he's attacking as well?
Yes.
He's going to go in there, and he's got his quarterstaff, and he's ready to just,
It's just too good.
as
Club him
as
over
high
the-
as he can, hit him in the
Well,
back
I
of
mean,
the head.
it's what, like a 5-foot quarterstaff?
Yeah.
A 6-foot quarterstaff?
Basically, he's just going,
Whack.
Yeah.
and with advantage, no! 2 and a 4! 2 and a 4!
What's your total to hit?
That's a no!
What's your
8.
total?
I'm
That's an
afraid,
8?
yeah, that's
Oh,
not
wow.
quite enough on this situation.
Sorry, of course. I chose one or the other, and I chose him. Sorry.
Stay in place, Wilfred! Stay in place! He's going to use his bonus action to unarmed.
Now you can.
You could still attack at an advantage.
That's,
Yeah.
I'm still doing
Oh,
that.
okay, okay.
I'm just switching the
Switch
die.
up the dice. Yeah.
There you go.
That would have been a natural 1, but 16 plus 6
Oh, it definitely hits. Yes.
for 5.
5 points of bludgeoning damage.
And he just,
Guinea punch.
yeah, basically in the back
That
of the spine.
seems to really rock him. You can tell he's reeling. He doesn't have much left in the tank,
Okay.
so to speak.
Then he looks
Yes.
over at the
You
bartender.
can see his eyes kind of for a moment roll back in his head, and one of them stays there when the other one comes back. And there's definitely, like, you can see the skull definitely divoted in where he hit it with his
Missed.
punch.
He
I
missed.
missed with the quarterstaff.
Whoa,
I
wait.
punched him in the back.
Oh, wait, you punched him in the back, so
Yeah.
you can see, like, almost like the fist came through.
Ooh, you can see some of the imprint.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
gross.
He looks over at the bartender and he's like, "You're good over there." That's turn.
Yeah, I'm good. Piper. Oh, at this time, the door behind you that Mabel had closed
Yeah.
opens and heavy footsteps tromp down the stairs behind you.
I'm still playing.
I'm gonna try to kill the one that's in front of me and then go help.
The innkeep.
Yeah.
All right.
Swing.
Natural 18.
Yeah.
That'll hit.
Or 9.
9. Okay, he looks badly injured, but he's still moving around. He's still got some wherewithal to him. Now, did you have... Was that... What weapon did you use?
Scimitar.
Is that a light weapon?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a dagger? You could offhand with a dagger if you
She
wanted
does
to.
not.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe next time.
Maybe next time.
All right. So now it's the innkeeper's turn. He will try and club at that same one.
Is it the one lit up or not?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, he'll aim at the same one. The one who failed
Okay.
or made his saving throw is kind of like hanging back a little bit.
Okay.
Still out the outside, kind of like stabbing in.
All right.
But that'll definitely hit.
Cool. I just want to give him the chance to crit.
Sure. 4 hit.
Well, definitely hit.
Because he
Yeah.
hit pretty easily and he's got 2
The,
attacks.
the second club strike comes down on the same one and definitely hits.
Yeah.
And finally, he bashes that one down to the ground and it stops moving.
I just yell, 2 more.
3 more.
Well, 2 for the spell.
Now the ghouls go at advantage.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a good time.
That's definitely 1 hit. 2 hits. Nat 20.
Oh no!
You just killed this
3
guy.
hits.
You just killed this guy and us. You fucked us too.
You guys want to play other characters?
This has been a great one shot.
Jokes all along. I've been on the DM
I'm rolling
side.
the non-crits first.
You're
Yeah.
part of the cult.
Yeah.
More for my minions.
They're gonna call me the Necrodancer.
Alright.
That hurt.
Good.
Now for the crit.
Your vicious mockery.
Oh, I maxed damage on the crit.
Oh
So-
no!
Still
No.
I hope he's.
If you just
You can see he falls down to 1 knee.
Oh.
4 daggers actually still stuck in his back as the ghouls let them go with the severity of their hits. And then they go,
Oh.
Okay.
but that's their action.
Nope, me.
Merrick, you're up.
Yep.
pop the spell.
I don't want to.
You want to see a murder?
Mm-mm. The one that is not illuminated.
Yes.
Or actually, no. I'm gonna try to. The one that you guys are mollywopping. Can I get a will save? As I tried to stab Wilfred.
Oh, yeah, I forgot his
Sorry.
attacks. All right, 2 more to go. I
Roll
don't
attack
think, yeah, I forgot to roll their attacks. My fault, but that's a 9 to hit you.
And the one in front of me?
1 on you, a 10 to hit you. All right.
For the one that Wilfred is like, nope, that's not gonna cut it.
Oh, you're gonna-
wanting them to hit their targets.
You're going to attempt to make a mocking...
Mocking insult. 14.
That is a wisdom saving throw or charisma?
Wisdom.
That is a 5.
Yay.
For 1.
Yay.
That's enough.
Thank you.
So now you guys can go take care of the other ones.
The one who's got his dagger out,
Yeah.
poking at you, taking several shots, so that's not going to cut it. He goes. Falls
He
over
just
dead.
sighs dead. How do you sigh dead?
And then I just yell, still got it.
Power cord.
Now
Yeah.
it's Wilfred's turn.
All right, Wilfred.
No, go
There's
kill
nobody in
those.
front
Yeah,
of us. We can
I'm gonna go rush towards the
Towards the
bartender.
innkeepers.
Yeah, the innkeeper and straight up cover, do a cover. And
You got plenty of time to get over there and still hit one.
Yeah, good. So I'm gonna
for
go
one
ahead.
of the lit up ones. I
Okay.
would suggest you take your great weapon
Yeah.
so that you can get the -5 +10 and roll at advantage.
Okay, got it.
And then you still have that D6 to add to if both those dice don't make it, you can roll that D6 to hit.
I appreciate that. Okay, so in light of what he said, I'm going to do exactly what he said. And I'm going to go ahead and rush, use my... Do I have like some sort of like soliloquy that goes along with it?
Yeah.
Is it-
If you like.
That's you. That's all you.
All
That's
right.
however
Your very
Wilfred does
cultured
it.
rage.
Yes, my very cultured...
God, very cultured rage.
Something like,
There's
hey,
a-
keep your hands off that man.
Yes, keep your... Yeah, exactly. He is not yours to eat. And... Shoot, he's not yours to eat.
Get
and
permission.
this be the cordial way. Something of that nature. So anyway.
Daggers are not consent.
Yeah.
Consent.
So let's go ahead and attack this guy here.
Alright,
The
so-
guy is in front, but I'll do the master.
Yep.
The mastery.
Great weapon.
The great
master.
master.
Listen.
So roll an advantage
Okay.
-5
Roll advantage -5.
plus a
There we go.
D6.
Well,
if
he misses.
If he needs.
Yeah.
So advantage
Yeah.
-5. So
Yep.
that means I could. This doesn't.
Just do the roll.
So
Yeah.
you roll the first.
Yeah.
Now, if you think the
It's
higher
a
roll
flat-
still won't make it, then you can add that D6.
It's just a flat roll right now because -5 and your +5.
Okay, it's just one guy.
Yeah,
So you just roll and that's what you
get.
get,
Okay.
but twice.
Oof.
And again.
Yeah, let's do this again.
That's better.
That's
but
better.
it's still
Plus
just
3.
a 9. If you don't think it's going to hit. that's
Yeah,
fair.
I don't think it's going to hit.
So,
So
roll
roll
the
your
d6.
roll
Now
your
you
D6.
roll that d6.
Roll
add
it.
to it.
And add to
it. Okay.
Yeah.
There
What
you
is it?
go.
13. Total.
13?
That
Yeah, because
hits.
right, there's no minus. Okay,
Yep.
got it. Thank you.
So now you
Bam.
have plus
D12?
5
I'll
to
take that
damage.
D6.
plus 10 to damage.
Okay.
Yep, plus
Plus
10 to
10.
damage. Thank you.
Okay, the math
I'm
is
pretty
there.
sure
It is. Okay, so we're doing the 12, but we're adding plus 10 to it,
Plus your strength bonus.
plus my strength bonus, which is the 2,
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
No, 3.
3.
3. So you plus 5 right now because you have a plus 2 from your rage.
Okay.
Then plus 3 from your strength. So you have a plus 15 plus whatever your die roll is.
It's going to be a hit.
Okay.
15 plus the die.
9.
Okay. That's a 9. 5, 14,
24.
24.
24, you cleave this undead fiend going from the back shoulder down through his midsection into his hip bone.
Oof.
And he just kind of like, and this arm kind of peels off before it collapses under the weight of your axe.
Oh.
You also get to make a bonus attack because you killed something.
Yes.
Because of great weapon.
Yep.
No, it's only if
Nope,
you...
if you
yeah,
crit or
kill
down
something.
something is
Yeah.
its exact
Yeah,
wording.
So you can make another attack.
So the other
So
guy
the other
one of
one
the
that
other
has
ghouls.
advantage.
has advantage.
Yep.
So make
Okay.
one more attack with advantage.
Okay, one more attack with advantage. Okay, here we go.
Get him. Put him
Wow.
down.
And that,
You guys-
yeah, you can minus 5 plus 10. You don't have to.
You don't have to.
But it is an option
And
on every hit.
Yeah, it's an option on every hit.
Yeah,
Every hit?
every
Yep.
time you make an attack.
So we can go ahead and do the advantage again.
Yep.
But
And you can do the minus 5 plus 10 if you want. You don't have to.
yeah, we'll do the minus 5.
plus 10.
Plus
All right.
10.
It is advantage, so,
So-
might
Yeah,
as well.
statistically.
Yeah, just see what we get. And advantage?
Advantage is 10, 13.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Roll again.
Oh, roll
and then
again. Oh, I get it.
roll is what we get.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
5.
no.
Yeah,
So this one's going to miss.
I gotta stop
Worth a
using this
shot,
guy. Definitely
Yeah.
a little too heavy. Okay.
Would have only been a 10 anyway.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That was a
They would-
miss.
he would have missed regardless of
Worth
their
it.
weapon miss.
Yeah.
Worth it to try it.
Okay. Absolutely. Thank you very much for the learning.
All right.
It was
That's
all
a really awesome feat.
All a blur, by the way. I just want to
It's
say
all
all a
a
blur. I'm so sorry. I will catch on the next 5 times. I promise.
Brad is going to. Oh, I thought it was a.
For your, it is a D8 for your weapon.
Quarterstaff is D6.
D6, D8 if you use with 2 hands.
Oh, I did.
It's,
And then followed up with a
Where did
kick.
D6 go? That's yeah, like
it's the boxy looking one.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Did you put it in
there
there?
they are.
Oh,
It doesn't
you
matter. He's gonna go around to the one that he
Yeah.
attacked but didn't hit.
Okay, not the one of the highlighted ones.
Exactly, one of the highlighted ones.
The last
and then,
highlighted one.
Yep.
And this time, down wasn't so much. He's gonna try and clock it on the head sideways. That'll hit. 17.
Oh,
And,
definitely, yeah.
12 damage.
12 damage. Nice.
Wow. It's awesome.
And then he's going to try and jump and do a tornado kick
Into the head.
as a dwarf. Yes.
I like it.
All right.
I take inspiration from Shem. Natural 20.
Nice.
So, you think this might have been the prettiest tornado kick you've ever done.
He floats
So clean.
He stays in the air for just a quarter second as he, and then drops. So that's 6 plus 4, 10 damage.
Exactly what you need to kill it.
Now I end this spell.
All right.
Because you can do it at any point as...
And
no
then he's
action
going to
required.
get in between the bartender and the last one.
Yep, okay, you probably still have 5-10 feet of movement left.
He's there and he does the quick feet and he's like, "Come on."
Nice.
Perfect. That's
So
what
there's
we
2
needed.
of these ghouls left.
Yep.
One currently unarmed, but unhurt, and the other one with a dagger aimed at you. But first, Piper, it is your turn. Actually, I'm sorry, no, it isn't.
It's his turn, right?
Before it's your turn, the stomping behind you down the staircase, suddenly there is a whip crack that you feel in your chest,
Oh.
and incredibly loud. So loud it almost like shakes the bars.
Okay.
And there's a flare of light right here.
Mm-hmm.
As you glance over, that staff that was sitting on that old hunter's table is now leveled right over your shoulder, aimed at the unhurt one.
Oh, so we just fucking shot this like right over my contacts.
Oh, that's awesome.
Jesus! What a douche!
You didn't use your shoulder as a freaking mount.
You can see he must not be used to firing it or whatever it is, but the first bullet hits the wall. Part of the stonework shatters, and you hear the barkeeper, innkeeper go, "God damn it, Niall!
The hell is that?
Yeah. I pee myself a little. Just a little fear pee.
Oh my god, this
So
will
you
be
stopped
so
your
great.
music at that point, or did you're
No,
okay.
it's a.
Yeah.
So
And
we're
then
gonna leave the cage with the ghoul
the,
and see him.
The weapon, something
That's
happens
so
because he
funny.
like drops it,
Character
and then
humor.
from down somewhere in his hip region, you hear another whip crack.
Yep.
This time he hits.
That's funny.
First one was a nat 1 and he broke his rifle.
Oh no!
This one, however, is a pistol. And you see the, whatever, you don't even see, no arrow.
Yeah.
But suddenly a hole appears in the shoulder of this creature. It doesn't go down, but it looks really badly hurt.
Is that the one in front of Brad or the other one?
The one in front of Brad, didn't want to shoot next to the lady.
So it's just over his head and he's like,
Yeah. But that was loud, and your ear is still ringing.
Yep.
Everybody's ears are ringing a little bit.
Does that put us at a disadvantage?
No.
Or something?
No.
Okay.
It's
No, but it's just a shock.
flavor text.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right, next is Piper's turn.
Temperature's down.
Kick it.
Trap or
Tease.
area.
That was almost a 20.
Air to go.
You hit.
Yeah.
I hit though. It's natural 18.
Yeah, that'll hit,
That
definitely.
must hurt.
Yeah.
It would definitely hurt.
Max. 10.
Nice.
That is enough.
Yeah.
With your scimitar, you've been slashing at this thing, cutting it to ribbons. The last slash, it just seems to have finally bled out as it collapses to the ground. The dagger it was holding, ting, 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 to the ground before it hits the ground all the way.
One left
There's
for you
only
guys.
one left.
I'm just gonna run up the stairs to the exit.
all right.
You can't. You guys
Bar's
are locked
closed. Yeah. The bar's closed.
Actually, you can't lock it.
I
You
thought
just
he locked
closed
it.
it. No, he didn't. No, he
Oh.
just
You still lock it
closed
from that side.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm gonna run up
So
the
not
that
even
would have
safe.
been safe anyway.
Yeah. That's
why this is so
now
great.
you know.
Oh.
You're like, wait, it wasn't locked?
That's fine.
So, but you
That
can
fits
definitely
in
run
with-
up past. You see the old farmer with the dog, and that weird staff laying on the stairs beside him, and a strange metal rod in his right
I'm
hand.
gonna stop at
So
him.
you go through the gate, and I'm like, it wasn't locked.
And I'm gonna be like, what is that?
And he says, "Not right now, darling."
Explain later.
I'll explain later.
Your turn.
Right? Is it my turn?
No,
'Cause
it's the
ghouls.
bartender's
Oh, bartenders.
Keeps-
Yeah.
He
Then ghouls. Then me.
down on one knee will stand up, look at him, and goes, "Well, at least you got something right now." And he looks at the
Dang.
wounded one, and he will take a club shot at him. Hits for very little damage. He seems like he's not 100%. He's been stabbed in several hard to some very sensitive areas with daggers, and they're still in him. So.
I wonder.
So this ghoul thing is still up and around when he gets hit by the first club.
I love that. Should just be a trope. You always get.
The second one is a crit. He seems to have found his mark. So, and that's enough.
All right.
The second club strike batters this thing down to the ground, and then he goes, "Oh, that's the worst they've ever gotten me."
Well, let me help you up there.
And,
Just get you up and get you going.
The farmer comes in there and goes, "You okay, Bobby?" And the innkeeper goes, "Yeah, I'll be fine. I just gotta." And he pulls the dagger out and drops it to the ground, and he's doing the same. What are you doing?
I'm looking at this. by
Yeah,
the
he
way.
kind of like
Holds his flask up for him.
ting ting ting. What?
Holds his flask up and he's like, no.
And he goes, "Wait, isn't this my whiskey?"
Yeah, but whiskey's whiskey.
Thanks.
And I'll just be like, well,
And then he proceeds to
Pull out
slowly
the third.
blast 2 daggers out of his body and lets them drop to the ground. And he goes, now help me close this door. And the 2 of them kind of like wedge up against it. You can see it's very difficult to close.
Let me ask you, this is the only way they get in?
Yeah.
Real quick, can Brad investigate one of the bodies?
Sure.
18 plus 1, 19.
They're definitely dead. They were. You think they were probably dead before they came in here. Very what you would consider undead, but the deaths were very recent. Barely any decomposition on these creatures, and they're still almost entirely human-looking.
Okay. The daggers.
The daggers look ceremonial. They look matching.
So the concern I have here is that you would have this open door, essentially, and this seems to be a constant issue. We got to make sure we close this up forever.
How did these ghouls come to happen?
I don't rightly know. They come up from the sewers. I would seal this door. And he says, but let's just say I have a reason to keep it open.
Let's just say
I'm
that
just,
doesn't.
he's just so. It's just I go through some coin and locks evidently, and he like him and they kind of like wheel one of the kegs up to it, and he goes, "Well, that'll hold it for now." And I get the locksmith down here.
God, let's see how well. Oh yeah. Oh, a deception.
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 Alright.
I'm just going, well, it's a good thing we were down here, or you would have wound up dead. We saved you.
And he says, "I must say you did do a fair job on those other ghouls that weren't. You took them down really fast. Usually it takes me a couple swipes with my clubs. These must have been better. I don't know.
Better stock.
I suppose.
Definitely better than the ones that you usually
They definitely
work with.
hit harder than they usually do.
They looked rather fresh.
A question.
Oh yes, miss.
Is the circus guy, was he born here?
I assume so. I mean, while it may be strange to you folks who are new to Undone, most people you meet in Undone are from Undone.
So these undead were from Undone.
Yeah, I think.
They were undone undead.
Yeah, that one right there.
Okay.
That one was Bill Christian.
Bill Christian.
Yeah.
You knew this guy.
Wait, Christian wouldn't be a last name.
No.
This world.
Alien.
Bill Fletcher.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at Bill Fletcher.
So that was Bill Fletcher. He died about 6 weeks ago.
How did he die?
That doesn't look like it's been 6 weeks, right?
I'm not sure. I just saw the funeral announcement in the paper. He was a fairly well-off individual.
But these other
You're
guys.
not the kind to lord it over you, though.
I respect that.
Where's our rooms?
Oh, top floor. He says, I'll get Mabel down here to clean this up later.
Yeah.
I
Get
think-
yourself looking at that. You look real
I
bad.
think we need to go upstairs real quick.
This
Right,
right, needs
it
to be
is
tended
brothers.
to first, and
And he says,
So it's-
don't worry, my wife will see to the wounds. She's
All
done it
right.
before.
Alright.
14 sleight of hand to snag one of them daggers.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Cool. Doesn't even make a sound when you lift it off the ground.
And then the other guy's named Neil.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look at Neil and be like, I want to talk to you about that thing.
He says, well, I go back to my farm tonight, but you can catch me in the common room for the next hour or so while I get my fill.
Okay.
And you can see he's, that rod, a piece of the center of it kind of like folds out, and he is putting some kind of little metal, like widget thing into it. And then he spins it and puts it back in the spell.
Upstairs.
Yeah, there's nothing down here.
So you asked Mabel to
Just
show you
boxes.
two rooms
good.
like the innkeeper told you to. He follows you up there, him and Neil.
Yeah.
So yeah, she'll go, oh sure, right this way, gentleman and lady. You have the finest rooms in the building. We very rarely rent these out. Most people can't afford them. So nice to have people of substance staying at our inn again. It's been a while. And she goes, you took all 4 rooms? Oh, okay. And she kind of like puts her back kind of side to where she's like looking at the 3 gentlemen and kind of like singled out the woman in the group. And she goes, if you gentlemen need someone to keep you warm at night, just let Mabel know.
Done.
Well, I figure we're people of substance, no different than the rest of them, folks.
I'm different from the rest of
Are
them.
you just okay? There we go.
Good to know.
My room,
Good to
real
know.
quick.
Yeah, the rooms are nice, a bit damp, dark. You can see that there are oil lamps, but just 1 oil lamp per room. Other than that, the furnishings, if they weren't damp and a little dusty, might be really nice. The brass works on the beds looks a little tarnished. The brass fixtures on the windows, tarnished. The windows look like they can be opened and closed, and shutters can be placed over them from the inside. And there are also draperies that can be drawn.
Okay.
There's a fireplace in each room, and each room has a like brass kind of like dish with several lumps of what looks like hard stone laid out in them.
I'll close the door.
So we going in your room?
Yep.
And there's also what looks like a little brass cup with several long, thin twigs with little, like, blue and red colors on the tips of them.
Incense.
Matchsticks.
Okay. I see. Okay.
So you get in the room and you close the door.
Yeah.
Sits on the bed.
That's not. It's not until after I actually went to my room to drop off my stuff.
Yeah, you throw your
from the-
weapons on your bed.
Yeah, making sure that that's done too.
So, what do you want to talk about?
I think that
The
Winton...
bed makes a strange squeaking sound when you sit on it. Like metal squeaking.
Do your people make metal noises too?
Who are you talking to?
No.
He's got the metal in his beard.
He's like, oh, keep talking. And he's just exploring the bed, just trying to figure out what the fuck it is.
Can you not interrupt me?
I can try.
I think the Winton guy is claiming he can get people out of Undone, killing them, and then turning...
Well, that's a bit of a stretch. We just met the guy.
But,
The guy also dabbles with, the devils and everything.
Well, no,
Yeah,
He
he's
admitted
very-
to it.
Well, no, he said that he didn't. He was just lying about it. That's not admitting.
That's basically saying that he does.
So the question is.
Actually, no, you said the opposite.
Can you
in
shut
fact,
up?
him saying that and then lying about it is...
It's
You know
more
what?
affirming.
You know what? Let's not argue over semantics.
Wow.
Because as far as I'm aware, that is a good point.
That's it is a good point.
Counterpoint. The one person that he did that the bartender recognized was a high-to-do person who was probably born here. Wouldn't really have any reason to leave, as far as I'm aware.
Unless he wants out and experiencing something new. I mean, we were just casual people at our place, and we wanted a different scenery.
Well, we look different than everybody else around here.
That's
You
because
do-
we're not home anymore.
Well,
Yes.
You're-
And so we would stick out, would we not?
Your mode of dress does seem a little different than theirs.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't drawn
styles.
too much attention, but you don't see people wearing armor
Yeah. It's like,
on the streets.
but you could pick us out. if you
Yours,
really...
you look. I mean, your kind of outfit. No one seems to look. In fact, when people
looks
see
at
his
home
outfit,
here.
they kind of like
Look away.
look
Yeah,
away, like they
avert
don't
the
want to draw
eyes.
his
Yeah.
attention.
My
And
thing
then I have
is
clothes and then leather armor underneath.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
that it's possible that he wanted to just explore, move around, change. Rich people go on vacations. He probably wanted a way out of Undone. To just experience something different. And the guy offered, just like he offered us. So he probably killed him.
Well,
Because they don't even know how he died.
We haven't asked anybody.
Yeah, we didn't
We
figure
did.
it out. How did, what was his name? The guy, it was Mr.
When
Bobby?
Was it
Are you
Winton?
talking about?
For who?
The guy who died. The
guy who
He
died was-
recognized Chris. Oh, yeah.
Bill?
Phil
Bill
Fletcher.
Fletcher.
Whatever
Bill
Fletcher.
So Fletcher.
Jack
So,
Winton is the weird guy.
If you're looking to go ahead and support that thought, we might as well talk to the family of Mr. Fletcher just to find out if that's true and correct, to see if you can't draw a connection. I mean, I'm all for stories. I got plenty of stories. In fact, nothing is beyond me in my thinking. It's a possibility you're correct there, Miss. And I think at this point, we think about, number one, we think about trying to protect our stuff, make sure we get maybe some credit for taking on those undead or ghouls. Sorry, the ghouls, and qualify us for our weapons. We need to be able to have something to keep us with those weapons, because I'm afraid I feel helpless otherwise, And then we can take on the challenge of getting and finding out there's a connection with Mr. Walton.
Jack
No,
B.
it was
Jack B. Winton?
yeah, Winton and Taylor, right? Winton and Taylor were the two.
Taylor
Yeah.
was the guy
Winton
who
Taylor
got died.
Circus.
Yeah, right. So we talk.
Oh,
See if we
yeah,
can't
those
connect Mr. And then get this to the bottom of this.
I
Maybe.
could be wrong, but it's the only assumption that I have right now.
That's what it is. It's an assumption, and you know what they say about assumptions.
You also know what they say about having
They
no,
are something.
uh,
They are something.
about having no direction.
Or turning a blind eye.
Saying, we don't really want to go.
No.
I'm not saying I'm correct.
All right. Well, calm down.
I'd love to be able to stop whatever's happening to the bartender, whatever. his name
The
was.
people
Did
that
we
are
get the
dying,
host?
turning into
Was the host?
undead.
Yeah, the
Maybe a
host.
host?
Can you imagine if you can? We make these guys happy and they're content, and we do something fun, and boy, we can come back here anytime, no problem.
And I can get behind that.
So I think I'm with you on that. We'll use that as a possibility. And again, I hope I'm with you, not against or anything.
Yeah, right. My only thing is, I don't really want to go making people upset, especially because he was so finely dressed and was a well-paying customer. Usually a man of wealth. Usually with wealth comes power. Comes power, comes I can make you do and whatever I want. Which means he can make us disappear. I don't want to disappear. That's why I don't want to go shaking that tree just yet. It's literally been here for maybe 4 hours?
Maybe.
Yeah, we've been here for 4 hours. I'm not that eager to leave yet, if you catch my drift.
Well, there you go.
And you don't have to. And you don't have to.
Because apparently that's the only way to leave. And I don't want to go make people upset. Who's gonna make me leave?
Says the guy who we think deals with devils and other things.
Since I've known you guys for the time on the ship and now, nobody's going to get hurt. All right, so that's for sure. I don't want anybody.
pretty bad.
Well, I've said
Well, I
Whose
wonder
fault
how
is that?
that happened.
I have no idea, by the way.
no
I
one
would
can
have-
say.
Yeah, we have no idea.
Who's
The ghouls just seem to be get lucky. that one
real
round.
lucky.
Right.
In fact, he was
Do
the only
you
one who
cast
got hurt.
magic?
No.
Do you cast magic?
No.
I don't cast magic.
Right? No, I cast magic. Yes.
Yeah. You were
Wait
the
a
only
minute.
one in the room that did.
Right.
So why are you saying it's not your fault?
It wasn't my fault. Did I stab him?
You casted a spell?
You're right. I can cast spells. Doesn't make everything my fault. Just trying to post blame wherever you can, huh?
I'll tell you this much, folks. Let's keep the friendship alive.
And
okay?
then I'll palm out the dagger.
Oh yeah.
The other thing I think we should do, and I'm just gonna throw it into the floor.
Does it stick? All right.
And he just goes, "We need to figure out what the heck is this, because they all have the same dagger."
That's a connection. That's another one. If we can connect this dagger and those undead to that, Mr. Wilton and Taylor. Yeah. We're just gonna sit and watch.
Dex to stick it in
Yeah,
the ground. It takes
yeah.
strength to pull it out.
Yeah, let's see how far he does. It looks like you put it in pretty deep there, sir. Hey, but I do have to ask you, what's your trade? What do you do? I never got that from the boat ride.
I do archery mainly.
You are a hunter.
Right.
She was pretty handy with her scimitar.
A scimitar, oh yeah. But just curious. I mean, I don't think we talked about our professions as much. I mean, I was part of a farm community, and I actually was family to people who own the farms. But again, my job right now is I want to get to the people. It felt too distant based on where I was from. And again, I want to be able to know all of you and get a sense of, again, keep this friendship alive. This is good. That dagger thing, yeah, we got to get that done too. But first, again, what do you guys think about finding out where we can get some sort of permission for holding on to these?
The way they made it
possessions?
seem is that if you do work for some as a mercenaries or a bodyguard, some other thing, maybe go and
Seemed
talk
like
to the
they
guards.
mentioned something about a license being available.
License. Do we have any concepts
there's
of license
Yeah,
back in?
Waterdeep, there's a
there's
common magic practice.
bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is something like that. Okay, so yeah, then I'd say
You even have to have a dog license in Waterdeep to own a dog and walk it on the street.
okay.
Because you pay for the cleaning guild.
Yeah, the cleaning guild to pick up the poops.
It's really good about it.
So we get.
vegetation.
Let's just get that done. I know that. What time of the day is it right now?
It's
Done.
a couple hours after noon. You guys ate lunch and were drinking and hanging out basically before you came up to the
Shouldn't
room.
we find some reason for us to do that? I don't
Well,
know.
my thinking is I think we did a square job helping out the bartender and his problem. With his help, maybe we can get somewhere and getting that, and maybe we can use his.
I think what
position,
you're
perhaps?
saying
Yeah.
is smart. That in the morning, maybe find the lieutenant.
We're looking at the part of the afternoon, right? We're at the,
It's
Late afternoon,
Yeah,
almost
late-
evening.
yeah, it's
and they
probably
said
around
don't go out on the streets
after dark until you're familiar with the town.
It's already. But isn't every day dark in this place, anyways?
Not
Very
quite.
Gotcha.
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, so we're actually we're thinking about resting. Obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I get it.
I'm gonna go talk to that Neil guy.
Also, you guys haven't slept well in like 5 days
No.
because
Gotcha.
you've been on a boat in a storm.
Okay.
You know what? Try to put in a good word for all of us with Neil as well. Don't mess it up.
You gonna give her inspiration? The most backhanded inspiration I've heard in a while.
Hey, just keep us keep us up to date with your conversation. Don't mind you if you have to wake me up. You can wake me up. Okay.
We've got different rooms.
Right, I know. That's what I'm saying. Wake me up if you have to tell me something, because I know I'm going to go in my room right now. And at this point, these beds, baby,
Let me check something.
these beds may be noisy, but it sounds like they're.
Banging on the wall.
Uh-huh.
They're
Can you hear us?
no, they're not thin walls. They're very well constructed. Very heavy wood went into building this place.
Yeah, he does his best to try and get a message through.
When you examine
use
the wood,
Insight.
the wood seems to be made out of kind of like the same thickness and sturdiness as the walls of a ship.
Okay, so he knows it's hardwood. It's not going to reverberate a lot.
Right.
Okay. Then he comes
It's going
back.
to be very quiet.
Comes back and he's like, "It's going to be kind of hard to just send a message to you. Maybe we just get some paper."
Just go through the door.
Or just knock on the door.
I'll just open up the door, or you can just come on in.
All right.
You know, that's easy for me.
So you go down and talk to Neil.
I'm thinking.
You see him there. He's scratching his dog and giving it
His
some
dog.
looks like beef bone, basically. He's like making the dog he's putting it on the dog's nose and making the dog wait to bite it.
So I'm gonna just kind of sit down at his table.
He says, "Oh, pardon me, miss. Let me move this crude device."
What is that?
He says, "That's my rifle."
Well, what's a rifle?
And he says, "Well, I use it to hunt."
This tiny one?
Tiny.
Never say something's tiny.
He says,
Never say a
"Well,"
man's thing is tiny.
he pulls it out and sets it on the table. You can see there's a crest on the handle. It looks very similar to the badge that the sergeant was wearing,
Okay.
but it's carved in the handle. He says, well, before I retired, I was a member of the constable, and I kind of just took that with me when I left. Not technically supposed to have it, but I retired fairly popular with the constables, so they kind of just let me keep it, provided I don't go, waving it around town.
Is it more effective than a bow?
He says, well, yeah.
Because from where I come from, all we have projectile is a bow.
He says, well, that's a shame. Perhaps you folks should, I don't know. Like I said, most people don't just, you can't just pick one of these up off the streets. You have to know, you have to have a reason to carry one. Like, I got licensed for Betsy here because I live out of town and I'm a hunter. Some of the things out of town, well, a bow would just probably piss it off.
What if you became one of those bodyguard mercenary folks?
I retired from that kind.
Well, could you carry it then?
I
Get training
suppose.
for it?
I suppose.
How
You
much?
have to find one, somebody willing to sell you one. I got this at a hunting store. I mean, it was pretty expensive. Talking like $200. Sorry, he says 200 pounds.
How much is that related into gold?
Oh, gold. I don't really know. I guess it, I couldn't tell you. He says, but,
Exchange rate.
I mean, it cost me, 200 pounds. I had to use part of my retirement to buy it.
And it's broken, right?
Oh, you're not there.
I'm not there. I'm just asking a meta. It's broken. Is that right?
It misfired.
It misfired.
It needs to be cleared.
I gotcha.
Is this like a musket rifle, or is this like a
Kind of like a
Browning?
musket. No, it's more like a
Okay.
musket.
Can I wave down the barkeep?
You can't. He is no longer on the floor. You think he probably went to where whoever his
retired.
wife
About
was gonna take care
Well,
of.
I'm gonna wave down whoever's.
Yeah, there's Mabel's not on the
Mabel.
floor either, but the other
She got her
waitress is there, and somebody else is behind the bar currently. He looks a little lost.
I'll wave
Was
for
it
someone to come by.
Okay. Yes, miss.
So I have a question. How much is your finest room?
Oh, the finest room is $5 a day.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, sorry, £5 a day. Well, you're staying in our finest room. Well, you should know.
So
5 pounds a day times 30 days, or is it normal 30, or is it
average
So-
30?
Yeah.
Then you're not.
5
Times 30.
times 30.
Times by 120. 600.
600.
Yeah.
Hey.
You sure about that?
Nah,
But
probably
that's for
probably
4
1 pound.
Readjust.
Probably
Recalculate.
1 pound a day then.
For 4 rooms.
So it'd be 120 for 2 gold. So a gold's about 60 pounds.
Yes, that's about right.
Okay.
Okay.
But you're never going to replace him here.
Yeah.
You're not going to go find a big chest full of gold anywhere.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you.
Oh, sure. Can I get you a drink? Neil will go, no, they're the same. And then he looks at you expectingly, like almost like, are you going to buy his drink kind of thing.
I
Keep him in suspense.
technically don't have change.
And he says, fine.
I'm really
And
sorry.
he pulls out some coins that they don't look like fine metals. They look more like nickel or tin.
Alloy.
Yeah, I'm gonna look and like, this is the pounds.
He says, well, this is 4 bits.
How much into a bite?
50 cents.
How much for shaving a haircut? In 2 bits. Sorry. Shaving a haircut,
Okay.
2 bits. All right.
We got a thin runway.
So
You're my guy, Shave. You're my guy.
I got you.
Thank you.
I will, I guess, like, find where you can get training or certified for one of these things.
And he says, well, best training for these is
Look at that
experience. Or having somebody who already knows how to shoot.
Yeah. That was cool.
How far from the city do you live?
Dude,
And he says, I live about a mile outside the limits.
Okay.
It's just a little poor dirt farm that I do hunting from. I have a skin and hut and a smokehouse, too.
I'll keep you in mind then.
Man, what a waste of it.
I mean, I wasn't trying to persuade him to do anything.
Oh, man.
get information. Got a lot of information already.
Yeah. They don't have a pounds conversion on this program, by the way. Listen, D&D Beyond.
There's a
Pounds conversion?
Just make a note.
Okay, never mind.
Make
But,
a
you
note
know,
on somewhere
can you do that?
you should have in your actual, like, in the type font, it should have an actual, like,
Anyway,
Nice.
symbols
Sorry.
that you can use.
Got it.
Dude.
Sorry, we're doing our thing.
So
down
I'll
there, right?
say goodnight to him
Mm-hmm.
and then head up back.
Oh.
So the 4 of you settle into your respective rooms to get a much needed and quite
This order.
comfortable
Oh, I play.
sleep.
Well,
The beds are extremely comfortable, if a little damp.
I can edit that, though. Okay.
Even though there are multiple blankets, I assume none of you try and start the weird rocks on fire in your fireplaces.
No.
So you basically a chill creeps into the room as the sun falls. As far as you can tell, there's no light outside except for on the street level. Your windows go black at night. No stars to speak of. Whatever smoke cover is over the sky has completely not allow any stars to shine through.
This is what time now?
This is getting on towards dark.
Okay, so I'm going to attempt to try to figure that those might be versions of logs. I mean, I'm going to try to...
They have kind of a chalky charcoal, but much harder feel to them.
Okay. So I'm going to assume that they're like logs, and you put them in the fire.
In mixed amongst the the lumps of rocks, there's this cottony, tindery fiber.
Okay. Again, assuming that they're like logs, can I use an intelligence check or to...
Sure, go ahead.
Is that what? Okay, so that way I can... Oh, yeah, I got this. It says, I know, did you guys feel it?
My
Real
soul.
quick.
AT doesn't roll his dice. He chucks his
I
dice.
chuck my dice. My
He
chuck.
needs a backboard.
Okay, so with that, I guess it's is that a +2? So yeah. So yeah, I've got a total 15.
All right. It takes a bit to work out because the tinder doesn't light the, and you're using a tinder box to light the cottony tinder.
Yeah, well, there was something that looked like it was associated with.
They're not. They're sitting on top of the mantle.
Okay, so
Right now, they kind of just look like decorations.
gotcha.
You're gonna need someone to actually use one before you go. What the hell did you just do?
Yeah, exactly. No, that's. But I didn't think of those. Then there's something in there.
Do you want some
Like
ibuprofen?
fiddle with it.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it takes you about a half hour to finally find the right combination of kindling to get the wood burning, to get the coal burning. So you put a bunch of like tinder and then small sticks, and then you put the coal on it. Eventually, you get a coal fire, and it smells
Awful.
not awful.
It
It
just
just
smells like
smells.
coal.
Has a chemically smell to it.
Okay.
a caustic smell.
Okay. I'll go with it. Kind of.
But it
try
smells
to.
like the first thing you smelled when coming into the city. Like coal seems to be what you smell.
Can't see
That
that.
smoky substance on the wind.
Try to associate it with cow manure to the best of my ability.
It smells more like the first time you smelled barbecue coals.
Oh,
Oh. Briquettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's kind of briquette smell. Okay. You'll get used to it.
Now. Yes.
Does anything happen at nighttime for the inn? Like, does it like liven up? Like, do people come in and like?
People, yeah, you can tell it gets slightly louder, but not like loud, but just like there's more people downstairs. And some kind of game is being played down there.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah, I mean, it's very, it's seems awfully late to you guys.
That's fine. I'm just gonna perform for
It's
a bit.
club.
Yeah. I'm just gonna perform for a bit, maybe like an
You're gonna
hour.
go downstairs and see if
Yeah.
you can't, like, people will listen to. There's no like stage or anything, but if you set up like a sit down on a bench, people will like
Yeah.
gather around and listen
Yeah.
to your weird songs.
Weird songs, yeah. Like I probably a
Coffee
few
shop
of them. A few of them I would sing, and then like people would be like confused, and I like, I'll drop the lyrics.
And you just play some music.
Yeah.
And people just kind of like, that's not like an audience. It's more like here's some atmosphere.
Yeah. And I do that for a bit, and
A
then
couple people will drop you some small coins that look like to you they have no value whatsoever.
Yep, that's fine. However much of that, that's you'll let me know.
You make about £2 and change.
Cool. I'm gonna.
Wow.
It's enough to get a room for them.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Well,
And some food, probably.
I'll also get a companion for the night. I'll hit up Mabel.
Nasty.
I'm a dirty boy.
Gross.
Bard. Give me a B. Man's got needs.
Mabel, when you
Yeah.
tell her you'd like a companion for the night, she goes, I thought you might, sir.
Mhm.
I'll be up presently.
ah!
Cool.
I knew it'd be you.
You notice, though, she's got the hem of her skirt is badly stained with that blacky, milky ichor from the ghouls.
Oh, okay.
And some of it's on her knees.
Nah, that's fine.
She was downstairs scrubbing up
Yeah.
the bottom of the...
So I suppose they have a washroom, but it's shared like a.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
wow.
have a
Hopefully she
cistern.
doesn't have any like blemishes around her face.
Let's just hope that you guys aren't
That's
in the
probably the
shower
worst-
for a long
worst
period of time. Because that salt fish ran through me, along with now a roast beef sandwich and gravy. I'm gonna need to occupy that bathroom pretty soon. Come on, open up.
So yeah.
That's what I do.
When you wait outside the door for quite some time, eventually 3 different people
it's
tell
the
you to
same
go out
one.
and use the outside outhouse.
That's the same one.
Yeah, that's cool.
In the bathroom area?
No.
No, I made it
Okay.
up. I made it up to suggest that I couldn't go to the actual shared one that's in
Yeah.
the building
I was
because
like-
he's in there scrubbing away.
There
Say
is
interior
a
plumbing, that's pretty
outdoor
good. That's pretty good.
outhouse.
Yeah.
It's large. It has like seating for many because it's near the market.
Oh, it's a public kind of
Sit down and just next to each other.
Yeah. Well, there's a divider wall, much like a high school. Picture
How's the
boys.
kids?
Picture a boys' high school restroom with all the doors missing.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
Let's do that.
But there's a wall around the outside of it, so there's stall walls.
A taste of London.
And
at
then-
London.
I'm in
Yeah.
I'm in a kind of a robe scenario.
And there is a
Yeah.
very sooty, you would put his age at about 9 or 10, restroom attendant who basically cleans up afterwards and offers for pennies, which you have no idea what pennies are. Things like towels and paper.
So I'm gonna feel awkward, and I'm gonna say, do I know what room number I'm in? Whatever it is.
Yeah, you probably know that.
Yeah, just
You're,
say,
you're
listen,
in number 3.
In
we'll
number
call
3.
it.
I'll come around tomorrow at some particular time, and
And he goes,
I'll-
no pennies, no
okay.
paper, sir. Them's the rules.
Okay.
The rules.
Okay. Let's. I
Don't give him a cold.
I don't have any. No, I have nothing. I have nothing. I'm in my basically skivvies and a rope. I have nothing on outside of that. So yeah, I'm in a bad position. Okay. Well, thanks for
He says,
Trusting
"You're free
me.
to use it."
thank you. Yeah. You'd be free to give me something. Can I persuade you? Can I persuade him into giving
Yeah,
me
go
something?
Roll
Hey, listen.
persuasion check.
This is the first time, and again, I'm going to tell you, you're welcome to come on tomorrow. I'll give you whatever coin you're looking at. I promise you that. Trust me. This is consider this like a kind of a I don't even know credit. Is that it? An IOU. Consider this an IOU.
Do you know who I am, boy?
Do you know that you could trust me? I am a good guy.
Go ahead.
I'm sure he does not get that regularly.
Okay, well, I got a 13. Oh no, hold on. Is it the persuasion, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's yeah. So I got a 13.
All right. He goes, well, all right, sir. He says, I'll give you the paper today. He says, but you'll only double next time you use it. And he says, and don't well shout on us, sir, because we get around.
Oh no, hey, you know, I respect that.
It's just a 12, like a
Yeah.
9-year-old kid.
Freaking
I respect
intimidating
that.
you.
Using the business
Yeah.
behind it. We get around.
Yeah, you got it.
Here's your paper, sir.
Yeah, thank you. It's just a piece of paper.
No,
Single fly.
it's like a
Single fly.
6 or 8 pieces
Oh.
of like newsprint.
Gotta
Yeah.
need it. Gotta need it.
You see, somebody comes in with their own newspaper.
Oh, God. It's gonna be harsh.
Well, you read it.
Yeah.
I'm done with
I'm
this.
done with it. Let's go. What is it? Do we actually, because it's common tongue, is that what this is?
Yeah.
Is the wording and the print
It
the
seems
same?
very similar, yeah.
Okay.
And you can read the language, yeah.
So, yeah, I guess I'll sit and read,
You read,
while I get
read the
uncomfortable.
toilet paper.
Yeah, read the toilet
Wait,
paper.
Sections that you got.
Yeah.
All right, so after your excursion to the public restroom,
You got it.
and you're
Yeah.
playing slightly late into the evening,
Yep.
most people are just seem to be here because they don't want to be outside.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
You hear a few muffled conversations over the music,
Mm-hmm.
just slightly, like, did you hear about the latest, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
Or they did some uptown, there was some, strange dogs been seen on the roads.
So that's some uptown fun.
Yep.
Um,
No uptown girls.
No
and
uptown
then,
girls.
then you hear lately, this is the one that he said, I heard tell lately the beast's been seen at the docks. And people,
Beast?
we don't talk about the beast. Actually, they don't call him the beast, they call him the
The
creature.
Onceler?
The Whistler.
No, they say the creature's been
Wouldn't be
seen
bad either.
near the docks lately.
Okay.
Like he's looking for something.
Okay.
I got it. Don't believe me, just watch. Sorry. It's uptown fun.
That night,
Go, baby.
sometime you would put it near midnight, near the middle of the evening.
This is after my companionship, or am I still having my
She
companionship?
doesn't leave.
Cool.
But you're done.
Cool.
Oh,
She
yeah.
does, however, show you for the, I don't know what you pay her.
Oh, I would pay her what I got for the tips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
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 So, since you give her basically $2.
Yeah, give her $2.
£2.
Yeah, that's a couple nights a day.
She says she will tell you that her going rate is 5, but you couldn't hold her because she thinks you're good for it.
Oh.
Just for money. Just for money. I mean, you do have it.
But
Yeah.
she also shows you how to light the fire in the fireplace.
That's the
'cause
next
it's
thing.
bloody
Yep, yeah,
cold,
that's the
cold
next thing I
in
was
here,
gonna
so
say.
she
I was
lights
gonna
the
have her
coal
show
in the
me.
fire. She shows you how to use the matches too, because you seem oblivious.
Oh, yeah. I'm not the smartest guy. But I'm wise enough to know I can have someone teach me.
All right.
That's smart.
So,
She
yeah.
just tells you to be real careful and don't strike them near your head. Because
Yeah.
they're called barn burners for a reason.
All right.
Barn burners.
But
But that's my night.
that night, you wake up, all of you, to the shock of a crash, seemingly from the roof, and you being on the top floor, right above your heads.
Santa?
Mabel screams,
Oh, shit.
and she goes, "It's the creature!" and immediately scrambles under the bed.
I join her.
You hear what sounds like heavy, with almost a slow human gait footprints on the roof. But heavy.
All right, I'm not going to hit the table that hard.
And then you hear a very deep, very...
Krampus.
Definitely Krampus.
There it is. I found it. The new one. And then like something's put a extreme amount of pressure on the roof, and then it gives way, and then you hear the sound of stone cobbles breaking as whatever that was hit the ground.
Nervous.
And they fade into the distance. There are a few screams that you can hear through the closed windows because of their shrieking, "Oh my God!" or "What is it?" or "It's the creature!" coming from the road, which quickly dwindles away. And you hear the sounds of shutters slapping shut below you and heavy bolts being thrown across doors. And that's where we'll end for today.
Ooh.
What time in the morning was that, by the way?
That was at like midnight.
Crap.
Didn't even get a long rest.
Yeah, I think my long rest going.
You can still sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can go back to bed
It's not
after
like
that.
you got any abilities
I mean-
to recover on a long rest except for your inspiration.
Yeah.
That's
Not
cool.
And my
inspiring.
spells.
You're a little
Yeah.
petered out.
Yeah,
I didn't even
I'm a
get
I'm a
injured.
4-pump chump.
This is just an introduction to the world.
Yeah.
I only got 4 of them. Once I put them out, I'm done.
And you are out.
I'm done for the day.
Well-
the best I could do is just say me quips.
As we log off for the day,
Should we,
anybody who watches this, I hope you will tune in next time we're
We got
short a
8
person.
people.
Yeah, we
Oh,
did,
thank you, 8 people.
Should we basically say what we got next week?
Oh yeah.
Next
plan?
week we return to our normal shooting schedule, I
Yeah,
believe.
normal shooting schedule with your game, right? Because
Yes,
last week
after,
was
yeah.
So
Steve's
my game
starting?
at normal starting time, followed by Mike's Follow the Divinity,
Follow Divinity 6:30.
and then the week after that, the 8th, right?
Another special one shot.
Another special one.
This
shot.
one's actually going to be a one shot. It's going to be another D&D game,
Yeah.
but a one shot weird
murder
thing.
mystery, right?
murder mystery detective story.
But Gemma and I won't be here, so it's going to be.
And we'll have 2 new
yes.
drop-bys.
You're gonna be playing?
I am, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it as well.
So look
And
forward to
that's
that game.
Maybe 3 new drop-bys? Or do you think not?
Potentially, probably just the 2 and me.
Okay.
I'll see if I can get one.
Oh, nice.
All right. Well, nonetheless.
We'll get some more cheers.
Anyway, thank you for
Thank you.
watching, and please
This was fun.
watch again.
Yeah, please.
Please join us.
And we'll let you know if I run World of Shadows
World
again.
of Shadows.
That's what it's called, World of Shadows. Yeah, World of Fog and
Good night.
Coal and all that stuff.